eat. Okay. Ooh, you guys about ready to get this started? I'm going to put her on 1.5 for this one. We'll get through this video probably pretty quick. How y'all doing? Sorry to be late, guys. I had to run and pick up a bunch of meat. I didn't realize we were out. Completely out of meat for the week. So, had to run by my local butcher, pick up a few things. And yeah, now we're here. Now we're all here. Which is good. For the most part. All right. You guys ready for today? Looks like we're going to have a good time. Let's see who all's in here. We got Ginny. We got Nikki. We got Journal of Our Journey. We got Samurai. We have Ashnu. We have Ramza, Crystal. Let's see. Mister. Backup Pickle Juice. I didn't know you needed a backup for your pickle juice there. That's crazy. Nice. Sav Smiles. Heck yeah. Let's see. Daniel Rose. Straight all K&B. Pause Game Showdown. Let's see. All right. Pause Game Showdown. Let's just boop. Let me, we'll get there. You just gotta click that arrow once. You can find some pretty funny faces. Da-da-da-da-da-da. They never cease to fail. Never ceases to fail. Look at this. Pretty good stuff. She wasn't happy about that one. Ah, come on. Duck face. I like this one. That's my favorite. All right, how y'all doing? Y'all about ready to get this started? Get this show on the road? Hello, Durka Durka. Got my favorite name there. Heck yeah. Okay. Get my shoes off here real quick. I do not want to be here. With shoes on. Need to be relaxed. Hi, Mikey. Hey, Kimberly. Artie's pause game's on point. I appreciate it. I just get lucky. Hey, Jenny. Alrighty. Hey, boy. I gotta do a live stream, buddy. I can't be throwing your ball every 10 seconds. Oh, great. Rip my charger out. Alright, yep. Destroy the green screen, too, while you're at it, man. Yeah, you're a little too excited to be in here for today. 1 second, guys. I gotta put him outside. He wants to be out. Oh. Ooh. Yeah, he's just a little too pent-up energy today. It was raining yesterday, but now it's all sunny, so he's gonna go and spend a little time outside running around. Hopefully he doesn't bark too much. Both sides mentioned your pause game. That's good. Both sides, huh? Heck yeah. Well, see, they can't deny it. Alrighty, guys. Y'all about ready to get started? There's this older video of Candace, too, we may go over in between her streams here. I think we can get through this before Candace Owens starts her daily stream today. So we'll watch the weird video. The heck? What? Oh, this came out. That's weird. How did this get pulled out? Oh, it still got pulled out. What the heck? There we go. Now it twisted. Weird. Glad to see that. All this going on. What is this? Oh, I got a super thanks from someone. Those are rare. From RT or R Talbot. Hey. Well, that's nice. Yeah, I'm gonna thank them real quick. Thank you. Let's see. There we go. Awesome. What a very nice thing to do for someone to donate a 5 and a... I don't get very many super thanks. That's cool. Thank you, guys. Hopefully they come in here and they could just chill in here. Be a lot better. I could react to it instead of, and, actually personally thank them. But, I mean, some people like the privacy, I guess. Some people like to do things like that and then just not have any recognition because, people be shy. But that's okay. That's quite all right. I'm not going to force anybody to do something they don't want to do. But it is a nice thing. I do want to, I like thanking people, You do some good videos. Marlon. Wait, who's Marlon? Wait, is there a guy named Marlon in here? Did I miss him? I want to see him. So. Or are you calling me Marlon? Artie, any ideas what Candace wants to gain in all this? I don't know if it's ideological or not, to be honest. Hey, Crystal Brown, thank you so much for that $10 super sticker. Thank you. That's very nice of you. Thank you so much. Marlon is from both sides. Oh, wait. Oh, you're from... Oh, okay. You're Marlon. Hold on, let me see. Let's see here. Oh, man, just me with the $10. Thank you. Well, no, thank you. Thank you so much, just me. You guys are too nice. And let's see here. So you do stuff. Oh, yeah. Straight talk. Okay. I'll subscribe to you here. Heck yeah, man. Sweet. You gotta subscribe out of me. I'll watch some of your stuff here later on. Turn on notifications for you, too. Straight talk. Heck yeah. Guys, go check him out. That is awesome. And thank you for being here. I will call you... Oh, straight talk. I don't know why. I thought it was straight bulb. I don't know why it just out of the corner of my eye. I thought it said like straight light bulb or something like that. Straight talk. MB. I'm guessing that's Marlon and then your last name, probably. I don't want you to have to say your full last name. No one needs to be doxxed or anything. Chrissy, hello from Jerusalem. Very cool. Hope everything's going well there for you. Yuck FooTube? Heck yeah, man. Glad to see you here, Yuck. I'm always glad to see you here. You've been around for a while. Alrighty, guys. Y'all ready to get this Candace Owens stuff going? Y'all excited to hear Candace Owens start talking? I'm sure everyone here is excited to hear Candace talk, right? Yeah, maybe we could do a collab. Let me check out some of his stuff and whatnot. See what all we could do together. Get some talking points going and whatnot. Heck yeah. Ooh! As per usual, I'm usually on a tight schedule, but I did promise an extra long stream today, so definitely that is going to happen, for sure. I reached out to you, and, well, I don't know if I ignored you. Where did you reach out to me at? Because sometimes messages don't always come through. Let's see. Okay, nothing's gonna load. There we go. Let's see. I don't see in any of my X messages at all. No, it wasn't on X. Let's see. Unless are there hidden messages on X? There's requests. Let's see. Okay, dismiss. Oh, well, Amy Miller sent me something. Oops. Okay, well, she definitely sent me some messages. I'll accept that. I'll tell her. Okay, there we go. Well, that's at least I caught one person in my spam. Oh, someone just sent me a message too. Just I'm. Oh, let me tell this person real quick. There we go. Okay. Nice. Okay, let me pull chat back up. Sorry about that. Just wanted to make sure. Alrighty, let's see. For me, Yolan, dude, was on a video. Like a live stream? Or you made a video. Interesting. Well, we're here now, you know what I mean? We'll try and set something up. Do you have an X? Maybe you could reach out on X there. No, I am bad about checking messages for the most part. I really am. I am so unbelievably busy with the kids and the wife, and I having to balance it out, and then the full-time job, and then I actually do have a part-time job that I don't ever mention on here at all because I don't even want to hint what it is because it involves friends, and the last thing they need is some political garbage going their way. You know what I mean? Wait. You made a video on me yesterday? Really? Oh, interesting. I'll go check it out. Blessings to you from JD. Thank you so much, man. Blessings to you too. Thank you. And that is very nice of you guys. Let's see here. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get this started, guys. We're going to be going through Candace's BS. I did do a video. Oh, sweet, street. My gosh, I am so tongue-twisted. Sweet, Marlon. That sounds good to me, man. Awesome. But anyway, Candace Owens here. I've covered some of this stuff today. I'll be kind of going over probably similar talking points today, but I went ahead and did a video because while I was at my job, I was able to actually listen to her. So, as much as I hate doing that by myself. But we're still going to do this. He mentioned your pause game on yesterday's stream. Okay, gotcha. Awesome. Well, hey, I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, definitely hit me up, man. We'll see what we can do. It may be a little bit of time before we can actually do a collab. I gotta find time in my schedule. I feel bad because I have a lot of other people who are trying to collab too, and I'm like, I gotta get on it, but yeah. Oh, Mitch, it's all good. Sorry. I'm misspeaking. You know, I'm not saying you did like on me or doing a hit piece or something like that. I'm just, it is what it is. I'll have to check it out. But thank you all for being here, guys. Let's go ahead and get this started before the wife, because she expects me to eat dinner with her and the kids tonight. So,
former CEO of Daily Wire goes on the offense against my husband. That's odd.
Yeah, let's get back a little bit. What the? Jeez.
All right, you guys, happy Wednesday. What do I have for you today? A lot. Hook, line, and sinker. Jeremy Boring, former CEO of Daily Wire, goes on the offense against my husband.
Hey, Cloudy.
That's odd. People don't normally do that.
Hey,
encouraging reporters to look into Laura Loomer's claims. Did Candace lie to DHS? He's kind of putting down that sort of energy. I guess you can just toss another coin in the I told you so jar. Daily Wire operates like a deranged cult, and they will never stop trying to destroy my life. We're going to speak about that. We're also going to discuss Brian Harpel, though, first and foremost, because he sent out some more legal notices that you should know about.
Hey,
and his most recent one is beyond interesting to me. I think you will find this to be very, very interesting indeed, right? Because it's a dog that isn't barking. We are learning about our legal system, if nothing else, and there are a lot of people.
I like how she claims Daily Wire's trying to destroy her life after she defended Daily Wire so hard. When Steven Crowder accused Daily Wire of being shady, she went to bat for him. She didn't even take a second. Now look at her look at how much she hates Daily Wire now. I find it to be so funny. You know what I mean? It's hilarious. Do I think Daily Wire is a good company or a bad company? I'm pretty neutral on Daily Wire for the most part. I thought their contracts and what they were doing with their young talent was pretty scummy. It was pretty predatory. It was very Hollywood contract-like. You know what I mean? And I'll stand by that to this day. I don't care. I think Steven Crowder was absolutely on point. Of course, the moment that anything that Candace perceives as an attack on her, she will try to destroy your life, as Candace Owens always does. She tried to destroy Steven Crowder's life. Didn't work out for her too well, so she had to drop that ball. Just in general, now she's against Daily Wire. She won't give Steven Crowder any credit, that's for sure, because she hates his guts. She can't swallow her pride. She can't apologize. She can't do any of that, right? It's kind of funny how it works. And, the moment she feels like she's been slighted at all, she tries to destroy their lives. She's doing it with TPUSA and Erica Kirk. She's mad at Ben Shapiro and Daily Wire, so she's trying to destroy them. But the moment any of these people come back with receipts, it's an attack on her and her family. It's so disgusting. It's so disgusting that she feels these people cannot do to her what she has done to them. It's amazing. How did George get a Nerf blaster as an immigrant, by the way? That's a good question. That's a good question. I think as a green card holder, you can purchase a firearm. Maybe. Can you purchase a firearm as a green card holder in the U.S.? I think you can. Yes, lawful permanent resident. No, permanent residents. Let's see. Green card holder waiting for citizenship. Yes, lawful permanent. It says permanent residents, green card holders can purchase and own firearms in the U.S. while waiting for citizenship. How is that permanent if you're waiting for citizenship? Grok is dumb. Let's see. Alien registration, documentation, valid green card. So, wait, does green card mean... Oh, well, green card probably means... Okay, hold on. Can you purchase a firearm in the U.S. while waiting for ship? Okay. Okay, so green card holder does not make you a citizenship, or make you a citizen at all. Gotcha. How was he here? Let's see. Non-citizen or green card holder when you can and can't own a firearm. Okay, let's see. If you're a lawful permanent resident, visa holder, or another type of non-citizen living in the United States, you've probably seen conflicting information about your Second Amendment rights. Can you buy one if you have a green card? What about... Okay. Yeah. So, unfortunately, the laws surrounding firearms and immigration status are complicated, and even one wrong move can lead to criminal charges, deportation, or permanent bans from the U.S. Okay. So, it is possible. It is absolutely possible. He's just got to be very, 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 very much on with his due diligence. Holy crap, I got super chats. Amanda Haid, for $5. I love your podcast. Thank you so much for being here. That's awesome. Thank you. And Miss Manners for $10 says happy Thursday. Well, happy Thursday. Thank you guys so much. You guys are so awesome. Yeah. Why did you have to pause on that smug face? Let me fix that. Hold on.
Turns out who abuse it.
There we go. Hold on. That's a good one. There we go. That's a dump face if I've ever seen one. Yeah. So you can get a firearm if you have a green card. It's very difficult. I don't know if he went through those hoops or not. I'd like to see if the firearm was actually registered to him. If it wasn't and he was caught with it, that's another felony. So, I don't know. It'll be interesting to know and dig this stuff up. That's for sure. But Candace Owens is definitely panicking over this stuff. It's funny.
We are learning about our legal system, if nothing else, and there are a lot of people, it turns out, who abuse it for retaliation. Welcome back to Candace.
Nope. There we go. Tracy Bina for the... Tracy Bina or Tracy Bina? I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. $41.50 for the super sticker. $20. Thank you so much. And unbelievable. You guys are just throwing it at me. You know? Holy cow. I don't know if I even deserve that. Thank you guys so much. Seriously, you all are so freaking nice.
Let's start with the interesting updates regarding Brian Harple's lawsuit against me for defamation. Namely, that they are beginning to send out what are known as preservation orders, okay? Essentially what this means is that when you receive one, no matter who you are...
Hey, Edie! $20, glorious things are happening, absolutely. Edie, you never need to send one. Nobody ever needs to send one, but man, thank you all so much. Especially you, Edie, thank you for being here. Everybody, check out Edie Marie here. Thanks so much for that 20. Go check her out. She does hilarious parodies of being a Candace Owens fan. It's very funny. You guys will absolutely love it if you have not seen her. Can I... Wait, why are you not a mod on here? I need to mod you. Like, what the heck? Should be a mod so I could... I thought I modded you so I could see you. What the heck happened? I could have swore you had mod status. Right? Yeah, no, you... Now you've got it. I could have swore I modded you on here. That's so weird.
Is you're not allowed to delete anything. It will sort of list through, here is what you are no longer allowed to delete. Their lawyer will send it. You can't delete your text messages, your signal messages. Don't delete any communications between you and this person, emails, etc. It's basically a way of letting someone know that they may be in possession of something that is relevant to helping either the defense or the prosecution build their case against someone else or to protect somebody else, okay? So it's saying, it signals, we're going to try to subpoena this information in the future, and you have a hold. Don't delete anything. So how do I know that this is what they are doing? Well, because their lawyers emailed my team wanting me to give them Ian Carroll's address. I have actually never had Ian Carroll's address. I think he kind of lives like a nomad. They were operating, it appears to me, like under some delusion that he was a regular co-host of the show or a host of the show and that he worked for me when actually...
Really? You think they just, why do you think they would think that? I'm really curious. Would they ever think something so silly? That he would ever be a regular co-host of the show or something? No way! No, why would they ever think that, guys? That'd be so silly. Oh, that would be a very, very silly thing if Ian Carroll was ever like a co-host or hosted her show at some point in time. Yeah, no, I wonder why they would think that, guys. Do you think that may just be a little bit weird? No way. Look at all these videos, by the way. It's just so weird. Candace really grew a crazy mustache and got very white skin during this time. Huh. Wonder why they would ever think that Ian Carroll ever had anything to do with Candace Owens' show. I must be living in a different timeline.
Actually, as you all know, he just filled in for me while I was on maternity leave last year, and we paid for his Airbnb while he did so. I could give them the Airbnb address, but I don't think that would be helpful. Anyway, I was a bit confused, I have to say.
The Airbnb, really? He was in an Airbnb the whole time? He wasn't in her studio at all?
Well, guys, it's my...
Huh. There's a funny-looking Airbnb. Wow. Huh. That's odd. What is it, a green screen?
All right, you guys, the internet asked, and I am totally...
And so it's just little things.
Surely he wasn't actually there. Candace, why do you lie? Right on camera when we can just click on the videos and see exactly where he was. Like, come on. This is unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Good job, Candace. Catch yourself in another lie. He didn't have a B&B that, like, he filmed out of. He came to your place. I mean, it's just so silly. I wonder why they would have ever thought that Candace Owens ever employed Ian Carroll or anything like that. It's just very funny.
I was very confused as to what Ian Carroll has to do with really anything pertaining to Brian Harpole, other than the fact that very early on, he was used actually by the other side. The YouTubers, remember Paramount Tactical, you had Valhalla, and they were like, are these military guys trying to warn you, I told you about this at the time, against featuring Mitch on my show. I was going to have...
What did that have to do with anything involving Brian Harpole? What does any of Mitch have to do with Brian Harpole at the moment? Brian Harpole literally is suing you because you said that he did not... how would I put it? He would not, he did not apply any medical aid to Charlie, November 5th. This was 12 days before Brian Harpole ever went on anything to talk. Before he went on Sean Ryan, before he talked with Paramount Tactical, or anything like that. You flat out accused him and his security team of not providing medical aid to Charlie. Those were your words. So, yeah, that's probably why he's suing you. You literally said he didn't do his job when he was doing his job. And it's pretty bad. And we can see it on video. Immediately when Charlie gets shot at. He's taken down to the ground. And they immediately jump up on Charlie and start applying medical aid. It was instant. But Candace is like, well, for like the first 5 minutes, they didn't even try to provide any medical aid for him. She said that November 5th. Remember, the 5th of November. Pretty good date. So, and it was before that, too, you were accusing his security team of bumbling the job completely. So, yeah, I can understand totally why he's suing you.
The show with Mitch, they got to work getting a bunch of people to tell me if I did this, was going to be a big, big, big mistake. I would never recover from this. My career was going to be over. I hear that so much, man. I have heard that a lot over the last 10 plus years. They had a lot of things to say. First and foremost, that Mitch was never at Fort Huachuca, that he was a complete fraud. He could not even get onto the base because he never even served in the military. That's what they were saying initially. He never even served in the military. He had never been there. You recall this, right? Both of those things were eventually proven beyond a shadow of a doubt. Yes, he did.
Well, no, both of these things were not proven, first of all. One of those things was proven. He was in the military. he has still never provided proof he was ever at Fort Huachuca. He's never provided that proof. But even if he did, it doesn't even matter. You can get into Fort Huachuca on the civilian side. There's a public area. There's a gift shop. There's a mall. There are places to get into Fort Huachuca that any civilian can go into. So, what would that prove anyway? He has to prove that he was literally on the military base side in the restricted areas. You know what I mean? In the place that only military guys can go. You got to prove that he was even there. And then you have to prove that he saw people that he claimed were there. You realize that, right? The burden of proof lays on you and Mitch Snow. That's the funny thing about it.
Serve. And yes, in fact, as I instantly said back to Ian, he definitively was at Fort Huachuca. I have he couldn't have produced more evidence. I've looked at the metadata. He recorded videos while he was there because it was sort of a...
Did he record video of him being at the military base? I don't recall that ever coming out to public. You should show us.
Trip down memory lane from him from when he was serving. He also had submitted to me his hotel receipts. I was very confident.
Well, so his son ended up confirming that the military called him involving something about Mitch Snow. We don't know if he actually made it on base or anything like that, though. He may have been turned around right there at the guard shack. You know what I mean? So maybe he was there. But when they called about him, too, they're like, do you know Mitch Snow or anything like that? And he was like, no, I don't know anybody by that name. Or maybe it was Mitch. What name did he give? It was some different name. And he said, no, I don't recognize that name. And then his son realized later on, oh, my dad was going by that name. I didn't know that. So the son doesn't even actually know why they called him. So there is that. But as for any video of him actually being at Fort Huachuca, no idea. No idea. There was no video of that so far. Now, if she decides to release proof of video of him being there, that would be good. Okay. But then she has to prove that he actually made it onto the base, past the guard shack. And then she also has to prove that he saw the people that were there. There's a lot of burden of proof Candace has that she's trying to skirt. Gins for $10. Thank you so much. And Susie Q for 5 saying, enjoy your fall, Candace. We all will. Oh, yeah. We're going to enjoy this fall. She's definitely panicking. Candace is panicking 100% about this whole DUI thing, and I'm just here all for it. It's so fun.
They were spinning BS, and I wasn't quite sure why.
So no, there is not an official police report, actually. There was a screenshot that Candace provided that had all sorts of spelling errors. Well, isn't that funny? We point out spelling errors. Oh no, this is real and legit. But now she wants to point out spelling errors in her report. I love it. I remember because there were so many spelling errors all throughout her report, and now Candace is using spelling errors. So good. It's so good.
Acts on his past. Well, if she speaks to him, we got all this dirt on what he did to ex-girlfriends and 20 years ago
wasn't a proper
and kids
report
and baby
either.
mamas, and suddenly got very Jerry Springer. I'm like, I don't care about any of that. I don't care if this man has 27 baby mamas, even if you...
How did the report look? Let me pull it up. I could probably pull it up pretty quick. Let's see here. Let's see, Candace. I'll pull up a report real quick. Report. Let's see. Here's the police report in case any journalist wants to dig. Oh, what's this report? CSAM file. Wait, what's... Oh. This is the report for, the guy that they fired after they found out that he was arrested for CSAM. Okay. Here it is, right here. Cool. This is the report that Candace Owens leaked. Yeah, it looks like a legit police report, right? Remember all the driver's license and errors and stuff they have that don't match? Building 70525, and then we have building number where is it at again? 75025 70525. So he messes up the building number quite often. Remember all those spelling errors? How dare Candace actually sit there and have a problem with spelling errors in the DUI report, but then wants to pass this off with spelling errors, and it's not even a proper report at all. Even at Google, this would not have been acceptable if I would have sent something like this. That's for sure. So, and that's Google. Google had terrible systems too. Jen Singh for $20 sticker. Thank you. Thanks for being you. Well, thank you for being you. You guys are nice. Thank you all so much. Let's celebrate their first super on a live stream. Oh, this is your first super? Oh, well, thank you for sending one. I'm glad to be the first person you've ever sent one to. Thank you so much. But yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. Yeah, Edie says, doesn't care that Mitch is a hammer-wielding nutcase, but cares that Erica's cousin, 85 times removed, married a Jew. Yeah, exactly. It's funny. I love that I can remember a lot of this stuff, too. That's great. Yeah, Candace is so full of crap.
Knew someone who was literally addicted to crack cocaine, right? If they say, hey, this morning I saw so-and-so at CVS, okay, maybe they saw, they can describe, they can actually say, yeah, I saw this person at CVS. This is not a character assessment. It's where you were, if you were exactly where you said you were. Now, Ian, after obviously not being able to convince me that what they were saying or telling him was true, gracefully just bowed out of the entire situation, bowed out of the entire debacle, but of course did what they asked, delivered their warnings, the military bro warnings. They said they were in communication with lieutenant colonels, really trying to come in with, we're the professionals. This is stolen valor. Anyway, more on that later, because it's actually the second character that I find to be even more interesting to the story. So, there were actually people online who did publicly and very clearly accuse Brian Harple of murdering Charlie Kirk. Okay, it wasn't implied. They weren't like, hey, maybe it was this guy killed Charlie Kirk directly. Forget a meeting at Fort Huachuca. It was.
I think he hit a lady actually in a parking lot, or something like that. We don't have information on the second DUI yet. We're going to let this first one come out, and that may be all we need. Candace may start telling the truth after we get this first one, so it may not be, fender bender. That's exactly what Candace called it. We do have that lady's name, too, and I wonder if Laura Loomer will interview that lady. So it is interesting. There is a second DUI, supposed DUI. It's not been proven yet. So we'll see if Candace, after this comes out, Candace may want to be truthful for that second one, because we'll dig that one up too, and I'm all for it. Hopefully Laura Loomer will be able to find it. We'll see. But yeah, I'm calling nice exactly.
Our guy, Brian Harple, he pulled the trigger or pulled something. And yet mysteriously, I've been sort of watching and paying attention, and those people are not being sued for defamation. People that were making videos claiming that he did that, right? That's
all channels that are claiming that he did something like that. They're not damaging his company. See what I'm saying, Candace? They are not damaging his company whenever they do it, because nobody is seeing those videos.
Weird. That's a bit weird. Wouldn't you at first sue the person that's just so clear-cut saying that you murdered someone? And in multiple videos, Baron Coleman actually noted this.
Wait, really? George Farmer has 2 DUIs in Britain as well? Oh, man, I want those. I want the information on that, too.
If you will, on his podcast.
If you can send me that info.
Owens is the most high-profile spreader of baseless Charlie Kirk conspiracy theories, but she is not the only one. I did not yet turn the page when I thought he has to be talking about Blake Bednarz here, because Blake Bednarz basically accuses, by name, Brian Harple every single day of murdering Charlie Kirk. Like, frame by frame.
How big is this guy? Blake Bednar? Is that really his name? That sucks. I'd be very angry if that was my name. Blake is fine. Bednar? That'd suck. Let's see. Blake Bednar. Okay. Blake Bednarz? Really? Is this the guy? 13,000 subscribers? Let's see. Yeah, the Candace Chronicles. This is him. Yeah, the guy with 13,000 subscribers. He's definitely going to be the one taking down and causing absolute massive financial damage to Brian Harple and his company. Yeah, I doubt it. I really, really doubt it. Dude's got 13,000 subscribers. I don't have enough subscribers to damage anybody's business with my channel. I don't have enough. There is not a chance that I could ever, with this amount of subscribers, do any damage to somebody, because I just don't have that much pull. I'm glad to have the 243 people in here right now. But 243 people are not enough to tear down an entire company like Brian Harple's. Now, would we be enough to maybe tear down like a small business, small family-owned business? Sure, probably. 247 people might be enough for something like that, but yeah, it's just not enough people. And I literally have double the amount of people that Bednar guy has. You know what I mean? So, yeah, he's not tearing down anybody's company. Sorry, that's why he's not getting sued, Candace. And you know this. You know better than this. You are throwing a guy under the bus with 13,000 subscribers. You threw him under the bus and said sue him instead. What an absolute dishonorable thing to do.
He has a whole video called Judas Harple. Like, for crying out loud, if you're going to sue anybody, Candace had somebody on. She was like, yeah, that's a close call. I'm not really sure what to make of that. We're going to sue her. And Blake Bednar's out here going, yeah, Brian Harpole, he did it.
That's not what happened. Candace straight up said that he did not apply medical aid to Charlie.
Did it. You can't tell me he didn't do it. Here's video of him doing it. Here's where he squeezed his hand. He's the one that did it. All up and down the X, all over the X spaces, all over YouTube. And they're like, and then I thought, well, maybe they don't know about it.
By the way, guys, this is supposed to be an attorney. This guy is supposed to be an attorney. And he doesn't understand what monetary damage is. Imagine that. No wonder he lost all his cases. You know?
Huge following. It's sizable, but it's nice.
Are you hallucinating, or did she lose like 1 million subscribers? No, she never had 6.7 on YouTube. She almost had 6 million on YouTube here. She's been going up, unfortunately. She's got almost 7 million on X. That's where a lot of her followers are, which are probably mostly botted.
Huge. So maybe he didn't know about. No, he does. He does. It's right there. It's literally on the screen right there. And it says his name is Brian Harpole. And then
yeah. Like, Baron Coleman's an attorney. He's a failed attorney. He's never won a case, but he is an attorney. He is just it's funny because any attorney that's ever talked about him has never had anything nice to say about him whatsoever. And apparently, there's one attorney that's claiming that this dude, Baron Coleman, was very much rubbing shoulders and was a government informant. So, kind of interesting, a government informant, literally in bed with Candace here. Kind of like Nick Fuentes. Isn't that just a little bit weird? Just a little bit.
Action shots. The detonator trigger is under his shirt, below his wrist. I mean, it's like an actual arrow pointing the remote controllers in his front right pant pocket. This is what caused, like, he's not opining.
Yeah, he's an old
not
snitch,
giving an opinion.
exactly.
He's telling you this is how the man died. That's what he's telling you.
And yet, no, this Blake Bednar's character is not listed in this lawsuit. There's no.
Yeah, it's because he didn't cause any monetary damage, Candace. That's probably why. He can't sue people that don't actually damage his company. Urban Infidel. Hey, $10. Thank you so much. #1 fan, you might have to fight some people for that title. But hey, I appreciate you nonetheless. But I can't make that determination. You're gonna have to fight that one out in the crowd here. Thank you so much, Urban Infidel. Thank you. I love your name. That's hilarious, by the way. Just like Durka Durka. Love that name too. You know, his first client probably got the death penalty for shoplifting. Yeah, probably. He wasn't even up for the death penalty. Somehow Baron got the charges upgraded when he was trying to defend the guy. That'd be funny.
Against him. Now, Baron is not exaggerating, by the way. The person he's referring to, full name, Douglas Blake Bednarz, and he certainly did not mince words when he began positing theories about Brian Harpole after Brian's disastrous interview with Sean Ryan. Here are just a random selection of his tweets.
How was this interview disastrous at all? What did he do in that interview that was bad?
Blake Bednarz tweets. He wrote, 1, this is who squeezed the trigger to initiate the detonation under Charlie's shirt. Brian Judas Harpole was wearing the controls under his clothes. I am 1,000,000,000% certain. Well, that might be different.
Let's see here. 721,000 views on X. This is Blake. Oh, wait. Oh, it's this guy. Oh, I know who he is. This guy. See them there? That's who he is. I forgot. Okay, so I've seen this guy a lot. He crashed out because Candace Owens wasn't giving him attention, and now she's throwing him under the bus. Isn't that crazy? This is the guy that literally lost his crap on Candace because she wasn't using his footage. And now she's like, hey, go sue this guy. I don't like him anyway. Hey, Blake Bednarz, if you see this man, was it worth backing Candace Owens? Are you feeling like it was worth backing Candace Owens at all? Let me go to his, hold on. Let me go to his live stream real quick because he's live right now. Oh, he must have just got off live. Dang. What happened? 2 minutes ago. Let's see him crash out over this. Okay, enough of that.
With my team today, and I showed them the video, and I said, I think his microphone exploded upward, but I can't explain it. But it's possible because
it'd be impossible because the other side of the microphone that's held on by a magnet would have blown off him.
It is Boston, then they have tech that can make it even pagers explode. Also, the last person that says anything to him is the audio guy.
He's throwing Candace Owens under the bus right now, too.
Guy just a few seconds before, and there's no reason he is lingering behind Charlie. What is the time differentiator from you sending the... Can you pull the timestamps over again?
Her email is right under this, so I'm gonna stop. I don't want to dox her email, her private email.
That's fun. Yeah.
You see
Okay. So
that?
you.
I'm
yeah,
not gonna
so
lie, this dude's eyes are freaking me out. I'm not trying to be mean, but you got to look at the camera like this, and you are
You
wide-eyed.
reached out. You responded, and then I assume between that hour of her reaching out, you've showed her the footage, and
It's
then
like Chris Tucker or something like that.
How did you get her the footage?
Right before he smacks someone, the whole
Well,
like
so let me stop here.
he always does that. It's very funny. I love Chris Tucker's movies. I hope he's not a bad person in real life.
I pulled us out.
But-
so.
Okay,
Chris Tucker very well may be.
I'm
Unfortunately.
gonna pull up this.
All right, what are we talking about here? Man, he's dropping all the stuff, responding to the Candace Owens call out.
Hey, Candace, I'm good. It's good to see you finally and meet you. I'm a big fan.
Thank you so much.
He's mad.
I was just saying to you, it's crazy that you're saying this.
So this is on YouTube. People can watch it. This is us going through.
There's no sound here.
Okay, so when Candace was talking about this dude leaking footage and stuff, he was just going over the stuff literally that was already public. Wow. Yeah, Candace Owens throwing this guy under the bus now after he literally... I wish I had said this in my video because I didn't realize this was the same guy. This is the dude that literally exploded on Candace, and now look at him. Now she's trying to get him. She's used every single time you cross Candace, she's gonna do something about it. She's so vengeful. Oh my gosh, she is so vengeful. Now that he's had enough because Candace didn't give him the attention he wanted, he turned on her. Now she's trying to destroy him. Funny how it works.
Real slow.
Yeah. So you're showing her the footage.
Yeah, I'm going through it all. I'm like, and then I stand up and I come over to my TV.
Right now, and he told me some things that don't make sense.
Oh, he needs to wire up. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
very nervous dancing right now, and he told me some things that don't make sense.
he needs to wire up.
Talking about Terrell
what made
Farnsworth.
them change? Right?
I didn't even know their
He asked
names.
some very difficult questions because
You didn't know any of this stuff, and yet you were so quick to jump on this, though, man. I mean, look, I know you were eager. You saw this happen. You decided to start up a channel. You decided to get in on this and be like, oh, look at all this weird stuff that's happening. And yet there's an explanation for every single thing that took place. But he's like, oh, it had to be this microphone, which for some reason, this guy knows nothing about audio equipment whatsoever. Literally, the lav mic was hung on his shirt by a very weak magnet. You could literally just go boop with one hand and pull the lav right off. But he thinks that had to have exploded, even though it's still stuck on his shirt. It doesn't make any sense. That the amount of force, if it came out of that microphone, that mic would have flew off the other way. Think about it. If it's enough to penetrate your neck, that same force has to go the opposite direction. Equal and opposite forces. Einstein, however it is. Every reaction must have an opposite equal reaction. But don't let physics get in the way.
Information. Next one. There was never a gun. It was a weapon called a shape charge. Here is who actually detonated the charge under Charlie's t-shirt. His name is Brian Harpole from Dallas, Texas. Okay, third time. Blake Bednars writes, a gun was never fired and a bullet did not hit his neck. The pendant-shaped charge was detonated by Brian Harpole. This is why the necklace was such a central focus. Right after the incident, Erica and Frank had to establish its existence. That is not the necklace that Charlie Kirk was wearing. Here's another one. What did Brian Harpole have hidden on his person? Two things. One, the item in his front right pants pocket is what caused the audio interference. And
If you're a Candace Owens fan and you're watching this, do you not understand what Candace is doing here now? This guy turned on her, and now she is literally throwing him under the bus for revenge. This is how Candace Owens has always operated. She's done this since 2015. There are very clear, concise records of Candace Owens. Anytime she's ever crossed by someone, she goes after them, and she doesn't stop until she does damage. That is how Candace Owens has always operated. I have said this consistently for over 10 years. I love it whenever people try to sit there and defend Candace, and it's like, guys, I've been around here for a while, and I've watched Candace for a long time. I will show many, many, many examples.
Item under his shirt below his left
It's
armpit
crazy.
is what he squeezed discreetly at the moment that CK was hit. Holy smokes, this is it. Truly, guys, I could go on and on and on. It was just an everyday beat. Brian Harple murdered Charlie Kirk, and here's how he did it from behind his back, holding something, pulling a trigger. Everyone saw this in the Twitterverse. I certainly was aware of this. Here's actually even a clip of Blake making those accusations.
You see this right here? I want you to pay attention to every time with Brian. This is what he does. Anytime he goes and messes with the weapon or the controller or the detonator, the trigger, he is pulling his shirt down because he does not want all the wires to be seen.
Why would he need wires on a wireless remote? That doesn't make any sense at all. Doesn't want the wires to be seen. Or he could just stand still. What are you talking about, man? See, that's the problem. It's bad on all ends. And this is why Candace didn't jump on this, because even she knew that the whole detonator thing wasn't good enough. She kind of claims it a little bit, but she's really stuck along with more of a foldable AR is where the direction she wanted to go.
So I'm just demonstrating to you, like, if you're lawyers for Brian Harple, this would be a slam dunk, I would say, right?
No.
I'd at the very least send this guy a cease.
It wouldn't be a slam dunk because he caused no damage to the company. You can't prove that he caused any damages to the company because nobody's watching his crap. Like, look at this, okay? Right here, he had 1,000 views. What, like 1,923 views now. 1,929. So, it's crazy, right? I like how his commenters here, like, Blake is the man, honest and passionate. But here's the problem with that, right? He's now turning against Candace. He's backtracking, right? Let's see his other videos here. 22,000 views. That's not bad. 88,000 views. That's pretty big. That's a lot right here. So that's decent. Is 88,000, though, in the millions? Well, let's see. Candace Owens, right now, she's already got over 1 million views on this stream right here. I'll show you. Over 1 million views. This dude has had this video out for 4 months, and it's received 88,000. And you're telling me that that is even close to Candace Owens? Yeah, 88,000 people might be enough to mess up a company of that size, maybe. Over the course of 4 months, most certainly not. So he has like a 4,000 view video, 22,000 view video, 8,000, 15,000, 4,000, 13,000, 88,000, 58,000, 39,000, 24,000, 8,000, 25,000. It's nowhere near enough. It's nowhere near enough. Absolutely not. 20,000, 151,000. That's decent. 19,000, 131,000. Decent there too. Super slow motion of Charlie Kirk's security team hand tracking. Not terrible views. Certainly not enough for especially when it's TPUSA who gets millions of views. Hundreds of millions of views. Like, this is what's crazy, right? You go to TPUSA at all. You go to just their live stream. Their failing live stream, quote unquote, by Candace. 8 days ago, 39,000 views. Streamed 2 weeks ago. Wait, what the heck? Oh, this is Turning Point USA. I guess they don't stream on this. I thought this was the one they streamed on. Oh, it's on Charlie Kirk. My bad. Duh. It's on the Charlie Kirk show. Never mind. 30,000 views 2 weeks ago. Wait, why haven't they streamed in a while? Did they stop streaming on this channel? Weird. I thought they were doing... Oh, wait, no, I guess they don't. Okay, what show do they stream on? Hold on. Am I crazy? What show does Blake Neff and them stream on? Can y'all help me out here? I do not know. Charlie Kirk live show. Am I crazy? Here's 3 days ago. Wait, right here. Wait, am I insane? This is 3 days ago. I thought I just clicked here. Do they only do videos now? Or do they do live? What the heck? They only stream on Rumble. Oh. And then they upload the clips. Okay, I didn't even know they did that. All right, 4 hours ago, 1.8 thousand views. 4 hours ago, 1.8. Yeah, I mean, look at their views, though. Almost 10,000 from a day. I mean, their views aren't the best compared to what they were with Charlie Kirk. Don't get me wrong. But over 3 days, 35,000 views. I mean, the other guy is struggling to even get that many views in that amount of days. For sure. 365,000 views from 70 days ago. I mean, these are bigger, way, way, way bigger numbers. But yeah, on Rumble. So let's check out their Rumble. I didn't know they only streamed on Rumble. Wow. Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk show. Yeah, right here. Okay. So 40,000 views 5 hours ago. Let's do live. 5 hours ago, 40,000. Yeah. 1 day ago, 58,000, 55,000, 56,000. These are all his live streams. Other dude is getting 2,000. But you guys get the picture. Like tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of views. And yet, this guy, literally, whatever his name is. I don't even care what his name is anymore. Nubs, or whatever his name is. I forget. But anyway, he gets like 1,000 to 2,000 views. It's just not enough.
And desist. I'm not one for suing, but I probably would send this guy cease desist. So you have to imagine my surprise when I got contacted by Blake Bednarz himself, the man, right there.
There we go.
And I learned that Blake Bednarz had been served by Dillon Law Group, but not with a lawsuit, but with a simple preservation order, because they think he might have something that might help to prosecute me in a defamation suit.
He actually might.
Huh? What? This is... Guys, we are living in upside down land, okay? This is beyond the realm of sanity, okay? Beyond the realm of sanity here.
They're getting him with a preservation thing because they're going to record your contact info, your phone calls with him. That's why they're doing that.
They know who he is. They're listing him in a lawsuit. They know what he has said, or putting him, demonstrating what he has said, and blaming me.
Jennifer.
And they're just, it's right there. And then, nope. We're suing Candace. Hey, Blake, could you help us? We feel like she talked about this Fort Huachuca meeting, and we're trying to get her. So what actually is happening here? And who even is?
Making an entire photo album of Artie's freeze frames. That'll be awesome. You should make a flip book.
Is Douglas Bednarz. So I'll tell you my relationship with him. I was introduced to him via someone that I trust. Very early on in our investigation, when we were in the gathering footage phase, we said to everybody, if you've got any footage, please send it to us, tips@CandaceOwens.com. And a girlfriend of mine contacted me and said, hey, there's this guy who's reporting to have never before seen footage from the UVU event. And can I set him up, talk to you? I said, of course. He said that he somehow had a contact that was there at UVU who had everything. So we connected. First thing that was weird was he wanted to be on FaceTime. He really wanted to be on FaceTime. I thought, okay, that's odd, but okay. We discussed some possible theories.
It's not really odd because he's trying to show you the video. You could see it on, like, in his recordings. He is absolutely trying to literally show you the videos that are on his screen.
Could this have been an exploding mic? I don't know. Did not discuss Brian Harple, that's for sure. But then as I kept asking him, like, hey, did you send me that really long footage that you got? He just kind of never did that. He sent me a clip here, a clip there, a link to somebody else's footage. He just sort of kept kicking the can down the road. And eventually I just felt like something was off. The intuition came on and I said, something's not right here. My spidey senses went up in December, right around the time that we began discussing Fort Huachuca, when he suddenly shifted gears and began sending me stuff about Brian Harple and making radical demands that I show the footage, that I show and present what he believes happened about Brian Harple. Basically tried to say that I was you got to talk about Brian Harple. You could find this. It was insane. And also, where's your back footage? Maybe challenging to see if I actually had it. I don't know. But I never took the bait. I always trust my guys. Something's not right here. So I'm just not going to reply to you beginning in mid-December. Just didn't respond at all. And I am so grateful that I did not, because it may very well be that they were attempting to set a trap of some description. I'll tell you why I'm getting there with Turning Point USA. And you let me know if you agree. Because, well, someone's going to explicitly say, I'm going to show you evidence of that, actually. That's definitively what one of the YouTubers said, our military boys, who were effectively threatening me to not ask Mitch anything. Don't interview Mitch. Don't speak to Mitch. He's got baby mamas. He's got issues. We're going to blow up your spot. We're going to show everybody what kind of a man he is. Okay, I'm not trying to marry this dude. I'm just trying to figure out if he was at Fort Huachuca. Let's read some of those messages now to provide you with context. These messages were intended to be delivered to me, right? So this is the YouTube military boys insisting that I speak with them so they could explain to me, because this is their territory. Well, we know military stuff. That this is a case of stolen valor. Mitch wasn't even in the military. He's a fraud. I spoke to an ex-wife who said he never even has ever been to Fort Huachuca in his whole life. That's where we're starting with this. Here's one of those messages I want to read. And so the...
Doesn't explain who this is from, really. Doesn't say anything about... Like, this could just all be fabricated. I have no idea. Absolutely no idea whatsoever who she's talking to. I mean, this is just absolutely silly.
The person saying, dude, he didn't see Erica and Brian Harple. He's just a con artist. My source at Turning Point USA literally said they have all the documents and proof, both Brian and Erica weren't there. And they're purposefully giving Candace rope to hang herself with this while they build a massive defamation lawsuit.
Seems like a good idea to me.
What? That doesn't make. I'm in communication with Turning Point USA during this time. I sat down with Erica this exact week. Why wouldn't you? Does that make any sense? Why would you? This doesn't make sense to me. I'm thinking this can't be right. Here's another message.
Candace Owens just proven that she's an idiot.
No, she thinks because he went to a military base, that means that his story about seeing Erica and Harpole is somehow credible.
They'll be dreams.
Also, it's looking like he spent time locked up and got his special forces tab revoked for crimes against a child. This is according to blank. Anyway, I did my due diligence, and we can do it the hard way. I did my due diligence, by giving her a chance. We can do it the hard way and tie her to a con artist with a horrible history of abuse against women and children,
It's that
and
he's a wife
raising
beater.
$130,000 for him. Like they were basically threatening me before I spoke to Mitch. They were saying, you go through with this, and we're going to tie you to this con artist. First, he wasn't in the military. Then they said, okay, he wasn't in the military, but that doesn't matter that he was in the military. He wasn't at Fort Huachuca. Okay, maybe he was at Fort Huachuca, but just because he was at Fort Huachuca doesn't mean he saw Brian and Erica. Okay, we've been open to that possibility that he misremembered who he saw, but this felt weird to me. It was a weird reaction. It felt like they were threatening me and saying they were going to, as always, ruin my career,
Like,
but I didn't do it their way. They could protect me otherwise. We could protect you, but you need to listen to us and not speak to Mitch anymore. Okay. And they've got a source at Turning Point USA who's saying they're planning it. They're intentionally not answering my questions because they want to give me rope to hang myself while I'm talking to them. Okay. So they're strategically not responding, according to this person, right? According to this military YouTube bro. But I gotta say, that's a far cry from what Brian Harpole is now claiming.
She may be able to. I don't know. TPUSA may fully back Brian Harpole too. You might be right, Wings fan, but we'll see what happens. I mean, anything's possible really in that. Wombat Mommy, wasn't this Candace show about how Daily Wire was behind the lawsuit? I mean, kind of. I think we'll kind of get to that. And maybe they'll fund it too. I mean, I think it's a good cause. They should fund it. TPUSA and Daily Wire, if they were to fund Brian Harpole's lawsuit, I don't think Candace Owens would at all be able to, I don't think she'd be able to bankrupt him. But if they're not backing Brian Harpole, she might bankrupt Brian Harpole, which would be an absolute shame. That would be a scary thing, I hope. Well, he could crowdfund too. And I'm sure a lot of people would also be a part of that. Mary Jean Blair for $5. Thank you so much. You guys are so nice. Really, thank you. Thank you. Candace makes me want to go deaf. Yeah. She makes me want to go deaf too. But I'm glad I get to listen to this with you guys, because if this was by myself, it'd be a very hard day.
In his lawsuit filing, remember, he says the reason
it was earlier by myself, but still, at least I could do work.
Respond to my not one, not two, but 3 separate messages. Remember, there they are. Here are my messages. Hey, Brian, this is Candace. People telling me that you're planning siege regarding a lawsuit. I want to see if you want to have an off-record discussion with me about
He doesn't have to answer you, Candace.
or if you'd like to simply clarify something that you think I got wrong. Hey, Brian, just again reaching out in case you want to clarify your whereabouts in the morning of September 9th. I'm only interested in the truth.
And I understand why she's showing these messages too. She's going to show the judge, look, I tried to find the information from him. I was trying to do good faith. But why would you go ahead and start going, okay, well, if he's not going to answer me, I'm going to assume it's true. That's going to be the problem. That's going to be the trick. You know what I mean? Jennifer, thank you so much, Jennifer. $10. You guys are amazing. I don't know what to say. You guys are so unbelievably nice. Thank you so much. Oh, man.
I'd be happy to debunk Mitch if he perhaps is misremembering the cases he saw. Hey, Brian, reaching out again to see if you'd be willing to speak about the morning of the 9th. I'm obviously not trying to do anything other than debunk Mitch so that I can pivot and refocus the investigation, but I oddly can't get you to confirm or deny if you were there.
I actually don't know how much Brian Harpole is suing her for, unfortunately.
Brian, in his filing, he's going to say that his reason that he didn't respond to these messages was because he didn't want to grant me an exclusive. He didn't want me to make money off of clicks by telling me yes or no. You guys buying that? And I also was wondering, who is the source for these military bro YouTubers? Who is the Turning Point USA source telling them that they're intentionally not responding and they want to plot a lawsuit? Well, you guys remember. The answer arrived somewhat accidentally. You will recall when YouTuber Paramount Tactical, one of the bros, accidentally read Andrew Colvet's text messages live on air. And he said, just a little too quickly. He read the message, and then Andrew said, please don't share publicly, but he had read that out loud. And it was an alibi regarding Fort Huachuca, asserting that the story was insane and that Erica was at home with her children. It was that accidental slip that caused the internet to explode. Because why would Andrew and Erica need to be coordinating a PR message secretly with a relatively unknown YouTuber when they were both in communication with me at that time? Erica and I had just sat down on December 15th. This felt oddly backhanded to me. Also, during our sit down, Erica told me that she was no longer using Andrew as PR because he kept going rogue. Well, here we had
I think Candace is lying because she's still using Andrew as PR. And Candace has no proof that that happened at all. Crazy, huh? It's almost like every single time Candace says something, she goes, these people told me this, and then reality doesn't ever reflect it. Ever. It is funny because this is the first I'm hearing I mean, not the first I'm hearing. Technically, I've seen this video before, but this is the first video where she says that Candace Owens, or that Erica will no longer be using Andrew as PR at all. I don't remember Candace ever saying that. Now, maybe my memory's bad, but I don't remember Candace saying this.
Proof that he wasn't going rogue because it was a photo of her sending him a picture alibi of her covering her phone with her kids on the wrong date. Here it is. And dinner. So I'm going, what's going on? Why is he the secret Turning Point USA source coordinating? Why isn't Erica just texting me and saying, hey, we saw your show. Just wanted to let you know, she wasn't there. So this arrived as a double whammy, right? Everyone was acting really weird about Fort Huachuca. They still are. So I set about finding out by way of messaging both Andrew Colvett and Justin Strife about Fort Huachuca on December 27th after we realized that Andrew Colvett was the one working on this messaging. And here's what I wrote to Justin Strife and Andrew Colvett in a group text. I wrote, putting you both on a chat here, since there seems to be a gap between what Andrew communicates publicly and what the truth is. Very simple request. Mitch Snow is very certain he saw Brian Harpole departing a meeting at Fort Huachuca around 7:30 a.m. on September 9th. I went out to Brian Harpole to debunk that and have not received this response. If you would like to submit something to me, a video of his metadata, text messages, etc., I would be happy to publicly debunk that. Not as crucial in my opinion, because he never said that she was a part of the meeting, but he also believes that he saw Erica departing a hotel on the base on September 8th, accompanied by a special forces looking guy. This would have been around 6:45 p.m. If Andrew would like to debunk that formally, please do. I'm happy to update everyone so he and Erica do not need to back channel through obscure YouTubers. There is also now residual confusion because Andrew messaged Gary, that's Paramount Tactical, stating that Erica was with Charlie on the 9th at the office all day. But Erica herself told Jesse Waters that Charlie was at the office all day and never said that she was with him. She said that they had dinner that night together, which I am aware of. Ooh, lost my place here. Dinner that night together, which I am aware of because it was with Father Klein. Gary has confirmed to me that Andrew's messages are related to Erica's schedule on the 9th and not the 8th. I honestly was not as interested in his sighting of Erica, but this is now blowing up due to Andrew getting caught communicating with these YouTubers and making matters more confusing. And that's exactly how I felt. I felt like this is getting weird now. Like, why this is such he wasn't making any accusations against Erica. He just saw her. I mean,
this is good PR for Gary. I agree. But she is absolutely full of crap on all this. She doesn't prove anything with that message at all. She proves that she sent a message, and that's it. But there's no response to it. Well, I mean, there was that response to it where the guy's like, hey, give me a second or whatever. That's it.
1,000 reasons she could be on the base. Her mother works with the military.
Yeah, not so obscure YouTuber. That's silly. A guy with 300,000 subscribers is an obscure YouTuber. Don't get me wrong. 300,000 is not as much as 6 million. But my God, like, that is not obscure. You know what I mean? I really think she's a doll mom. I don't think her kids are real. Where are they? It could be a bunch of dolls. Wouldn't that be sad?
Visiting her mother, for all I know,
turns
when
out
her mother was 6, she could have been on the military base, right?
That's
you have access to that. You work in Intel.
Oops.
None of this was strange until they made it very strange by their reaction to it.
Okay.
The threats, the trying to get me under duress, we'll ruin you if you go out with this. We're looking at his baby mamas. We're pulling up Mitch's entire life. I said something's not right here.
Bro, Windows 11
Still,
sucks.
however, in noble pursuit, attempted to get an answer from someone, and I
My
messaged
old
Dan Flood.
computer is
This is all the
faster
way
than
we're
this one. I just got to rant for a second. My old computer is faster than this one. I've got a 5080, okay? And a 7800X or something like that. AMD. It's all, like, it's high quality, or supposed to be high quality stuff. My old computer with my 7700K and my 1080 is faster than this, and it's all because of Windows 11. Oh man, don't get me ranting about Windows 11. It's not good.
January now. That's Brian's business partner, longtime colleague.
So
on January 4th, I messaged him. And this is what I wrote him. I said, and this was not included in the filing. I said, hey, Dan, Candace Owens here. Long time no talk. I know you still have contact with Brian Harpole, and that tensions might be a bit weird between you guys and Turning Point USA. I have reached out to him a few times, but I wanted to see if you could maybe help facilitate a conversation between he and I. My goal is pretty straightforward. I have an eyewitness who is certain he saw him at Fort Huachuca on the morning of the 9th, and I just want to get a statement from him on that. Thank you. No reply. No reply. There's this caricature of Candace Owens out there that she never does any due diligence, just puts out vibes. She doesn't try to actually get to the truth. This situation wasn't that interested until it became very interesting on the basis of everyone's reactions. Everyone being weird about delivering a
Owlbear. There's a lawyer who went over the lawsuit on YouTube and said Brian Harpole provided proof that he was in Texas via flight logs. Candace is blatantly lying right now. She is spiraling. Same about the lies about Mikey. Holy cow. I need to find that, like, ASAP. Nicholas Brooks, you said, is the guy? Let's pull that up right now. Heck yeah. Thank you so much for that, Mama Owlbear. Came in clutch with that, and $20. Thank you. So nice of you. Let's get it. Nicholas, Brooks, Candace Owens. Let's see. Wait a minute. Did you say it was on X? Am I silly about that? Oh, you said YouTube. And you said it was Nicholas Brooks. Okay, my bad. Of course I'm not going to find it here. Brooks. Owens. Let's see this. Wait, Paramount's live now? What the heck? I thought he wasn't going live till 7 Eastern time. Shoot. My bad. Sorry about that, Gary. Nicholas J. Brooks. Okay. Harpole versus the public figure. Okay, let's see. So I should be able to find this pretty quick. You said that he Texas. Okay. I'll just type in Texas. I bet that works. Texas. Right here at 18-minute mark. Why is this acting weird?
Flight records showing Harpole was in Dallas, Texas on the morning of September 9th, 2025. If he's in Dallas, he can't be at a military base in Arizona that same morning. Basic geography. The complaint alleges she had those records, dismissed them, and kept pushing Mitchell Snow's Fort Huachuca story anyway. That's negligence, failing to exercise reasonable care. You have exculpatory evidence sitting in front of you proving your story is impossible.
I mean, I don't. Does he ever show? Does he actually show it though? Maybe. We'll have to see if he shows the records. You can tell Candace is crashing out. She seems paranoid. Absolutely. Thank you so much for that 5, Mackenzie. Thank you so much. You guys are. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself on that. I'm just literally in awe that you guys are even sending super chats. You know what I mean? It's just like, wow. Y'all are unbelievable. Freaking nice. Let me see. Does he show it though? Or is it just his? Okay. Here we go. Here's some stuff. Maybe. Oh, this is just okay. So he's actually. What's this? Interesting. Does he show it though? I'd like for him to actually show it. I don't. Oh, there's a little. Where is it? I just saw a flash. No. Well, he does talk about it at least. Maybe so. We'll have to see. Here's some of the records. Kind of wish he would show it. Does this guy have an X account? Dang, he does not have an X account. I don't think that's a bummer. But I'm gonna subscribe to this guy and keep up with him. He's only got 6,000 subscribers. Man, what the heck is going on? And nobody's dug this up yet. Huh. Interesting. Where can I wonder if he says where we can find it at.
The complaint alleges she had those records, dismissed them, and kept pushing Mitchell Snow's Fort Huachuca story.
That's crazy if that's the case. Candace is in a lot of trouble. There's no way Candace is that dumb, right? The documents allege that he had showed her before. So, flight logs were provided to Gary? Oh, were they really? Did Gary show this a while ago? Interesting. Or did he recently show it? Interesting. That's gonna be crazy. He does have an X account. Okay, I'm gonna find him. Nicholas J. Brooks. Okay. People. Jeff. Hello, Air Jeff. Okay. Dang it. Type. Okay. This is attorney Nicholas J. Brooks. They don't tag him. Are you sure he's got an X account? If he does not have an X account, he is making a big old mistake right now. ESQ. Okay, maybe ESQ. I mean, they don't tag him. Interesting. Charlie Kirk. Why are they not tagging this guy? Matt Walsh. Huh. Bummer. Oh, well. I'm sure he'll pop up eventually. Create an account, man. Create an account. Get on X. Get on X so we can all, like, talk and you can, like, share stuff out like that. It'll get him so much more traction. If he were to post that part. Can I find the actual Brian Harpole complaint? Brian Harpole complaint. Can I find the whole thing? Where is the full complaint? Let's see. Let's see. Verified info. Wait. All right. How about this? Can you link me the full 69-page complaint from Brian Harpole to Candace Owens? We'll let this cook for a bit.
Basic yes or no. And what would be the reason for that? What would be the reason that everyone got all weird? That suddenly Andrew Colbett's working with YouTubers and trying to get out an alibi, not through me, but he's trying to respond to me through these YouTubers. Are we to assume that he was the one directing the threats, maybe? I don't know. We'll find out. We sure as hell will find out in this lawsuit. I would say there's only two possible reasons for how everybody reacted. The first possible reason is that they really were, just as was expressed from the military bros, before I even hosted Mitch, plotting to trap me in a defamation law.
If this complaint says this, oh, tag me and him in a post, sweet. Thanks, S-Files. I will definitely follow him if you do that. If this complaint shows that, Candace Owens is in a lot more trouble than I thought she was in, and she is genuinely panicking. She's trying to keep it together for these live streams because she doesn't want her bottom dollar falling out. But, man, this will end. This will absolutely end Candace Owens' full career. That'll be nuts.
Lawsuit.
There's no way it's like
and
that,
everyone
right?
immediately got on board trying to facilitate that by not answering and
There
giving
we
weird
go.
answers. That's one option.
Let's
The
see.
second option is that they really were actually at Fort Huachuca.
All right, here we go. Plaintiff Brian Harpole is a citizen and resident of Texas. Okay, so it's not here yet. The claim that Harpole was present in Fort Huachuca on September 9th, 2025 for an alleged meeting is verifiably false, as Harpole's travel records plainly place him in Dallas, Texas. I think I do remember this. Didn't Candace try to debunk it? Something like that, and she kind of was like, well, this would have had to have shown him coming from Dallas, and then he flew into, like, he would have had to have driven into, like, Fort Huachuca or something like that, and then turn around and come back or something. I think he did show his records. That's right. I think I did cover this back then. The statements are verifiably false. Harpole was in Dallas, Texas the morning of September 9th, and therefore could not have possibly attended a meeting in Arizona. Owens had access to Harpole's flight records and knew it was impossible for Harpole to have been at Fort Huachuca. Interesting, though. Like, I think I did cover this, right? Let's see. At the end of her video, she reads some of the comments her viewers left on recent videos. Owens specifically brought attention and boosted one of the comments, which exposes support for Snow and his false story. Why would this man willingly bring hell on himself if he wasn't telling the truth? Okay, well, that's meaningless to me. Knew Harpole's plane ticket squarely placed him in Texas at the time of the alleged morning meeting. Yeah, I do remember this. I remember this. Okay. Hold on. Didn't I... What video would I have covered this on? Videos. Brian Harpole. It would have been this, maybe. Brian Harpole sues. Okay, that was 6 days ago, 5 months ago. So the only one it could have been was this video. Hey, everybody, how's it going? Nice pause game on myself there. Ha! You can't see it, though. Good luck, Candace. LOL. Oh, well, I'll make fun of myself. Why not? I'm not shy. I'm not shy about that. All right, let's see. Texas. Nope. Light? Apparently, I don't mention it in this video. At all. Logs? Log? Nope, apparently I don't mention it. That noise is annoying. I wish YouTube would get rid of it. Yeah, I did cover it, though. I absolutely covered his flight logs. What video was that on? All right, how about this? What video did Artie Trolls cover Brian Harpole's flight logs? Great. Whatever. It'll figure it out. Well, let's watch this for now.
We haven't seen any clarity or any evidence yet to the contrary, despite his filing, which to me reads like a PR campaign. I agree with the assessment that Baron Coleman gave in his show that if I am a federal judge, a lawsuit like that, which reads like you are trying to get it on the cover of a magazine, would make me a bit upset. I would say you're playing with the courts here. You spent the first 3 pages calling her an anti-Semite. What does this have to do with your claims? What does this have to do with your claims? Anyway, I wanted to show you that because I think there was something weird about the Blake Bednar's piece. Does not make sense to me. I think there is some digging that needs to be done. Everyone all at once started feeling really weird about this guy and how angry he was that no one would perpetuate his claims about Brian Harpole pulling a trigger to murder Charlie Kirk. And I think there's something there. I'll find out, obviously. I'm going to keep digging. We'll keep you updated, and we'll be back after a brief break.
Going to find out.
All right, you guys, most of what you hear in the wellness industry search highly review consumers. Select on that's talk far by for 34 now. I don't even know what season we're in regarding Jeremy Boring, his nonstop pursuit of me, Tucker Carlson, former CEO of the Daily Wire. You'll recall he got forced out of the company. Generally speaking, because he's a deranged psycho. That's speaking generally. Most people who have ever worked with him would have that same conclusion. Never going to stop trying to make it in Hollywood. Certainly no executive by any stretch of an imagination. Anyway, Jeremy Boring, I had indicated to you guys, was the number one person behind effectively stalking me when I left.
He delivered a very boring statement to Kansas. Kansas, whatever. Kansas, no funny last
Daily
name.
Wire. There's no other way to say it. It was literal stalking, sending interns on secret trips onto planes to follow me to my public events. This is after you fired me. This stuff is unheard of. And that's not even beginning to get into what happened beyond that. Stalking every single like that I made on Instagram, on Twitter, reading that as disparaging grounds to sue. I mean, really?
It's so ironic that she says all this and yet never once catches herself the fact that she did way more to Erica Kirk and doxed her entire childhood, but is literally like, oh, it's just so weird that they're digging stuff up on me and my family, even though I dug up a bunch of stuff on everybody's families.
Strange stuff that if you did this as someone's ex-boyfriend, you would end up in prison. You would get arrested. There's no question about it. You would just want someone to leave you alone and be done. He has an obsessive personality that did not just follow me. Obviously, it also followed Brett Cooper. And because I know his pattern, because I know which people he works with, so he never gets his hands dirty, which people he works with to get messages out. Like when I was at the Daily Wire, he used Alyssa Cordova, who would send things to Ian Miles Chong, who's generally speaking very gross, to go after his enemies. Because
we can actually agree on something. Ian Miles Chong is one of the worst people on X in general. Bad person. Very bad person. Probably the worst person on X. He's worse than Brian Krasenstein. Not even going to lie. Brian and Ed, both of them. He is absolutely the worst person on X by far. If you don't know who Ian Miles Chong is, I'm very envious of you. He is a piece of garbage. The worst of the worst human beings. Is there something stuck in here? Like, for some reason, maybe this cable is not meant for this phone. Although my phone's having serious issues charging. Charging port doesn't work very well. Gotta use this wireless fast charger here. But it also doesn't want to charge very fast, even though it says fast charging. Now it's just saying wireless charging. Great. Okay, I wish this thing would make up its mind. Whatever. Trickle charge it all the way. Does not want to charge.
Know how he works. I just know when I'm in a Jeremy Boring storm. I just know when something has a touch of a Daily Wire in it. And I just felt it last week leading up to Brian Harpole's filing by their lawyer, right? This is the lawyer that Jeremy Boring and Ben and the Daily Wire worked with to pursue me for 2 years in court, just with the explicit goal of bankrupting me.
Yeah, they have not tried to sue Brett Cooper. But you know what's really funny? You know who made the prediction that Daily Wire was going to screw over Brett Cooper? Any of you guys want to take a guess who made that prediction? It was Steven Crowder. And guess who ran to Daily Wire's defense and was so offended by that? Candace Owens. And now that Steven Crowder's prediction came true, at least it looks like it came true. I can't 100% confirm it. I don't know what all went behind the scenes. But now Candace Owens has to eat those words. And no Candace Owens fan is holding her accountable for that. Isn't that just a little bit weird? Just a little bit weird to me, but, I guess it's neither here nor there, right?
And when a lot of this personal information was coming out about my family being
Giant, what the heck?
I told you 2 of the cars
accurately
published
IRL.
online, LLCs that were
That's
found
so funny.
that you would only be able to find
Browns,
if you, paid that LLC, right? Which Daily Wire paid me for years, personal information that I had shared with them. I just knew that this was coming from Daily Wire. They'll never admit it. They always pretend it's not them, but I think now the public is seeing how they behave, generally speaking.
You're going to have to provide that proof, Candace.
So imagine my surprise, not at all, when Jeremy took to his show yesterday to essentially platform Laura Loomer's attacks against my husband. Remember, she's been all over the place. My husband hit a guy. She named the guy, pulled up insurance paperwork. I told you, and then combined it with another incident and said that
Y'all said it was a woman. What the heck? So what are there, 3 incidents now?
we paid off someone to hide the fact that George was, brandishing weapons in a car accident, like he was a gangster.
No one said he brandished. Nobody made the claim that he had brandished. Ever. They said he was caught with a loaded firearm. That's not brandishing, Candace. You need to pay attention to what you say. That is such a ridiculously dumb statement.
Or something. Like the Oxford boys come a long way.
Oh, yes, you do have to be a Tennessee resident to get to FOIA the body cam. They rejected me.
We paid someone to hide this because George was not a citizen when this happened. That has been her overarching theme. There's been a lot of other themes too, but let's just stick to this one and hear the way in which Jeremy tries to confirm her story. Listen to his words.
I've read almost every day for a year and change that I left the Daily Wire after bankrupting the company. That's not true. Every single year that I led the Daily Wire, we grew revenue. Every year, year over year, for 10.
Please don't sit like this if you're a man. Please don't do that. That's how I imagine George sits on Candace Owens' couch and whatnot.
10 straight years.
In front of
my last full quarter as CEO was at that time the biggest quarter in the history of the company. My last full year as CEO was at that time the biggest year in the history of the company, just like the year before it had been, and the year before that, and the year before that.
Oh, it's all good. Don't worry about it. Gary from Paramount Tactical is working on getting the FOIA, all that stuff, and it's like $600 to do it. I thought it was free because they never, they're like, hey, you could just request for free, and I was like, cool. So I did that. Well, you can request for free, but you can't get the video for free. Now, they do have to hire videographers to, chop up the video and stuff like that. So, totally understand, But Gary's going to go ahead. I guess he's going to pay for it, and he's going to get the footage out. So, I tried. I shot my shot. I don't have no $600 to be giving them. Gary apparently does, because he's got much more successful YouTube channel than I do, and a much more successful company. So, he can do it, and, it's going to be good. I'll hop on that bandwagon. I'll cover it whenever he gets it out and stuff. But, I'm going to be very happy if it's Gary of all people who manages to get that footage, because that dude deserves that publicity probably more than anybody on YouTube, in my opinion.
Persists. In recent weeks, public records and documents have surfaced alleging that Candace's husband, George Farmer, was arrested in Nashville in August 2023 for DUI and leaving the scene of an accident. When Candace insists that this has nothing to do with her husband, that it's some completely different George Farmer in Nashville, Tennessee, well, that denial strikes me as pretty audacious.
Gary
I was aware of the arrest and charges, leaving the scene of an accident after wrecking his truck at 3 times the legal limit while carrying a loaded firearm, shortly after it happened, back when Candace still worked for me at the Daily Wire.
Notice how he said carrying a loaded firearm, Candace? Notice how he didn't say brandish? You understand the difference at all?
People who had access to the court documents approached me with them quite early, before the situation was resolved. By the time Candace started to engage in more and more evil behavior, the arrest was pretty well known in conservative circles. I was personally approached more than once by people asking me if I would speak out about the charges. In every instance, I refused. Not because I thought Candace's conduct was defensible, far from it, but because I believed then, and still believe, that
Candace said that people were asking him for comment, like it was some sort of reporter or something like that. No, people came up and asked. Okay, so that's different, if he was going to say anything about it. Probably people just within the company. There you go. Also, I like this Chesterfield sitting on. I would like to... That'd be a very cool Chesterfield to have. You think she could be addicted to Adderall? It's possible. There's a video I'm fixing to watch, actually. Thank you so much for that, Cold-Blooded Christian, for $2. But yeah, we're going to go over that little video here soon.
Family should generally be off limits. But of course, Candace doesn't believe family is off limits, just ask Charlie Kirk's widow. And so people now have decided to play by Candace's rules.
Look at her smirk about that. Like, what do you have to say about that, Candace? Seriously, it's okay when you do it, but it's not okay when others do it to you. It's so hypocritical.
But here, too, the lack of journalism online is very much a part of the story. While the charges are now public knowledge, making Candace's denials look increasingly strained, there's almost no reporting on what actually happened to the case. There's still no reporting on what happened to the charges themselves. Did Candace and George pay to make them go away? Did the police make an error or violate George's rights in some way? Were the charges brought against him found to be untrue? I mean, the police arresting you doesn't mean you're guilty after all.
Dude is actually wearing a bent key around his neck. Is there like a reason for that? Is there some lore there I don't know? Is that why he named his company Bent Key? Is this like his first crappy apartment or something like that? And whenever he like made it his Daily Wire or something, then he wore that key around his neck afterwards to remember his poor past or something? Or is it just like, did he just have it made because of the company? I don't know. There's some lore, but I dig the sword in the background. It's got some cool stuff here.
Responsible journalists would be pursuing these questions if there were any responsible journalists left to pursue them.
You guys, if I could just explain to you for a second, I saw red last night. I saw red. Like I was in a state of...
Yeah, we know, Candace. You get unbelievably uncontrollable rage, and then you decide you're going to destroy people's lives.
Like, let me calm myself down when I saw this. If you just know who Jeremy Boring is, the audacity of the lie that he is telling. So just
She did do that,
just to
Sky
break this
Cutie.
down, okay? Just to break down what he is asserting. He's asserting that this happened while I was working at the Daily Wire, and someone came to him and wanted a comment or a statement, but they never came to me. They never came to us, and he never told us. Okay, that's what he starts with. Absolutely untrue and a lie and
I mean, there's gotta be a story
made up.
behind
There was
the
never
Vinci.
an
I'll
incident
look
that
it
happened
up
while I
at
was at Daily
some
Wire.
point.
I was never contacted. The media about me, like enemy number one. You think they just sat on that? Like, Jeremy, do you want to comment on this? We're not going to.
He never said media. He said people. He said people, and now you're choosing to literally lie about what he said. It's funny how you always twist their words. He said people came to him for comment. Or he didn't even say for comment. People asked him about it and asked if he was going to say anything. He didn't say media. He didn't say New York Times. He didn't say CNN. He said people. And now you're like, the media came for this? I mean, it's just so quick how she twists those words to mean something else than what he actually meant. To get the audience that she is, well, that's watching her, on her side.
Reach out to Candace, but would you like to comment on this? He's making it up. Foremost, I just want to say kudos to me for telling you guys.
Wait, that's the key from his high school theater? He bent it in the lock and, oh, okay. Oh, that's interesting story for sure. Oh, whatever, you know, I mean, a lot of people have their nostalgic thing. Whatever floats his boat there. Interesting backstory for sure. Lori Stoltz, thank you so much for that 5. Man, y'all are really into the super stickers, huh? I dig it, though. I'd give you a virtual high 5 for sure. You know? Heck yeah, thank you so much.
These were the psychos behind the push. Okay, it was beyond obvious. It had all the markings against the Daily Wire. So what he's doing is that first part is more relevant. He's angry that I told the truth about his spending habit that put the Daily Wire in the financial hole. It's just a fact. He also thinks that you're an idiot, right? He always talks about my rhetoric, my rhetorical tricks, but actually he's playing a rhetoric game here when he says revenue grew every year while I was there. All that means is we sold more stuff. Okay, revenue growing means nothing. If you spend $100,000 to take home $50,000, you're in the red. You didn't have a good year. Revenue means how much money the company is taking.
Again, I made this point in the video before. Just because Jeremy Boring was not necessarily just because he overspent, okay, on projects he thought that he was going to get a return on. It's not malicious. He was like, hey, I'm going to make these TV shows that they'll be great hits, they'll be classics, and they'll literally, make us all our money back. And that didn't happen. And it sent Daily Wire down to the red. But that's not an evil thing, okay? Sometimes businesses take risks that don't pan out. Okay. And that happens. Candace is trying to act like he was just a bad businessman. Look, Daily Wire could have played it safe. They definitely could have. Okay. I'm not the biggest Daily Wire fan or anything like that, but let me give you a little bit of inside information on this for the most part. Okay, about how this works. Just because I know people who are very much into film and who go around filming stuff in general, it's very expensive. Okay? A business could have just been like, look, we're a political channel, and that's where we're going to stop. Pretty easy, right? They would have played it safe. Daily Wire never would have had controversies. They never would have had bankruptcy. They never would have had anything like that, right? And I'm not saying that they have per se, because there's not a lot of evidence out there. But playing on the side that they did, okay? Just because they decided, let's expand the company and see what happens, that's not a malicious thing. That's literally trying to grow the company and become successful in that field. They weren't successful in that field. They had to close down Bank Key for sure. So that's gone. It didn't work out. Jeremy Boring had to step down as CEO. But just because something failed doesn't mean that's bad. You're going to get up and fail. A lot of people are going to fail. It's like if somebody fails, people are so quick to be like, see? They're bad. They're evil. That's not the right way to go about it. They failed. It happened. Mourn it. Don't make fun of them for it. It's not like they went out of their way and embezzled a bunch of money or anything like that. Sometimes things just don't work out. That's life. And Candace is so giddy about it. She's so quick to throw it in their face. And that probably does burn Daily Wire quite a bit. That probably stings a lot. I'd be pretty mad if I were Daily Wire. And unfortunately, they kind of have to take it. She's going to rub their nose in it all day long. And unless they literally just stop letting her rub their nose in it, she's going to continue doing that. and they're going to continue being victim of it. Now, I don't think they're really playing victim very, very much or anything like that, but I'm just saying, don't give her the power. You know what I mean? It wasn't malicious what happened with Daily Wire and Bent Key and all that. I see nobody suing Daily Wire over it. I see nobody claiming that they got screwed over because of Daily Wire. What I see is Daily Wire took a chance and it didn't pan out. Big deal. I'm not going to make fun of them for that. Like, oh yeah, what about her hubby's failed businesses? Yeah, like Parler. Look at how Candace Owens and George Farmer there destroyed an entire social media. An entire social media thing. In fact, I was so directly affected by that. First and foremost, I had set up interviews with Dana Lash. Okay? I had started talking to her on Parler. I gained 3,000 followers overnight on Parler as well. It was awesome. Then George Farmer took over, and it got completely destroyed. Completely destroyed. Nobody was on Parler anymore. One of the guys, so how I ended up getting a hold of Dana was through another guy that down in South Texas that Dana was using as like on her like Thursdays, she would take time off or something, and he would take over her show. And he was a really, really nice, calm guy. I just hit him up because he wasn't very popular and he was very new. And I was like, hey, you know, I do this YouTube channel thing here. Could we get Dana to maybe come onto it? And Dana ended up messaging me back and was like, hey, you know, you got a YouTube channel and stuff. And I showed her. And then I remember Parler went down. And I was like, no, this is bad. Couldn't recover it. So, I don't know. Dana, if you ever see this, I'd still love to have you on. But I don't know. She's so popular now. Yeah. She was popular then too, don't get me wrong. But now she's hyper popular. So it's like, I doubt she doesn't have time. But it would be cool one of these days, maybe still. It's one of those things to where it's like I was this close and I'm so burnt up about it.
But how much it spends matters much more. What is the profit? And Jeremy Boring went for broke after the success, not of what he did, but of what is a woman, of what Matt Walsh did.
Yeah, Blackstone was in the red too. Yeah, exactly.
And when money was
good point.
Peak, he decided, this is my time to try to make it in Hollywood again. I failed out of Hollywood. I want to pursue this high school dream. So yeah, if they took in more money than ever before, year after year after year, it doesn't mean anything. And they were selling more stuff year after year after year. And that is what happened. Pendragon, Jeremy's high school dream, drove the company into the ground financially. With a project, I want to be clear, that not even Disney Studios would have invested tens of millions of dollars in. That's a tremendous financial risk. He thought it was going to be a roaring success. It was an abject financial failure. So he's mad at me for exposing the fact that he failed.
Okay, and? It's not a big deal at all. And you had to admit it yourself. He took a risk and it failed. Okay, but what do you mean Disney wouldn't have taken it? I doubt the story was so bad that Disney was like, we could never do this. I mean, it seems like it was just what was it about? It was like just some fantasy, like, just some like, I don't know, medieval fantasy. As if we don't have 1,000 of those that work. You know what I mean? I mean, literally, Game of Thrones is probably one of the most popular ones. Seems to have worked. Pendragon Cycle, very similar to it. I mean, not very similar. I'm just saying the setting is similar. The fantasy aspect, similar. Those work all the time. I'm sure if he wasn't well known with Daily Wire, Disney or Hollywood probably would have picked it up and it probably would have been a lot more successful. Probably actually would have been. But in all fairness, there aren't a lot of conservatives who are into fantasy. Nowhere near as many conservatives out there are into fantasy. They like more realistic stuff. That's why the Run, Hide, Fight, that movie did really well with Daily Wire. Why did it do well? That's the kind of stuff conservatives like. More conservatives usually like more realistic style stuff, more action movie type stuff, more comedies and things like that. You got to know your audience. And, you know, honestly, it probably was a bad idea for Jeremy Boring to do that. It probably genuinely was a bad idea. But he tried it. They went behind it. It didn't work. What else did you expect him to do? Just give up on it? I mean, come on. I mean, what's the point?
As a CEO. And so now he decided, I'm going to boost Laura Loomer's claims in the same way they did last time. He always acts like he's an authority. No one will question me because I was the CEO of Daily Wire. And I'm telling you, this went down when Candace was working for me. And I just didn't say anything. That is a lie. Okay? That is a lie. And how is he
It
doing?
did go down in 2023, Candace. What are you talking about?
By speaking very, then he speaks very carefully in an attempt to confirm her reporting. It sounds audacious to me, but he doesn't actually confirm her reporting. And he asks other reporters to instead go out and to confirm her reporting. So let's clarify. When he says, I was working for the Daily Wire when this incident happened, he means that the date of the incident report that Laura Loomer is sharing happened during my tenure at the Daily Wire, okay? Literally, again, I cannot stress, never ever was there a DUI incident where the executives were contacted about me during their time there. So no.
Oh, okay. So there was never a DUI incident where executives were contacted. Okay, but there was a DUI incident, just not when they were contacted. Notice how Candace Owens speaks so carefully. She didn't say there was never a DUI incident when she worked at Daily Wire.
Was working for the Daily Wire when this incident happened, he means that the date of the incident report that Laura Loomer is sharing happened during my tenure at the Daily Wire, okay? Literally, again, I cannot stress, never ever was there a DUI incident where the executives were contacted about me during their time there. So no.
But we never mentioned where executives were contacted. What are you talking about?
He had no idea and never spoke to me about this or
Oh,
anything having
sci-fi
to do with
fantasy,
George,
okay.
outside of George helping them to raise money. He knows exactly who George is because George was traveling with the co-CEO while Jeremy was gone. It'd be amazing if they contacted him because you guys will recall Jeremy steps down in order to go pursue Pendragon. He had to temporarily put a hold on being the CEO because he went to Hungary to shoot Pendragon. So nobody would have been contacting Jeremy Boring at all. My husband was trying to help them raise money. They went to
You don't know that, though. You don't have a cell phone.
London, him and the co-CEO, or the CEO at that time, the interim full CEO, Caleb
And
Robbins.
he never gave a time frame as to exactly when he got contacted about it. He never stated a time frame. It's interesting how Candace Owens' mind works, isn't it?
Then George introduced them to all of his circle of investor friends, his father's circle of investor friends. So when you see
no,
Laura's like,
Game
"They
of
know
Thrones was on HBO.
a lot about my father-in-law's investments, I'm a little suspicious that it's probably coming from them. So what is he referring to actually is that after I was fired and they began to stalk me and my husband, I am saying literally and seriously stalking me and my husband. They themselves hired PR people, outside PR people. My lawyers believe that they hired private eyes as well to find any and all relevant dirt on me and my husband. This is how they play. This is the way that they think. If we can get a little blackmail, we can get people to do what we want, and that will be that.
It's not about blackmail. It's exposing your lies. It's just that simple. I don't care. I want the information to be public. I would never, ever, ever be like, hey, if you don't do this, I'm going to hide. I'm going to show the world this. Nope, not what I'm going to do. Guess what? I don't care what you do. I'll show the world your body cam footage. Don't care. Don't even care. You could come up to me and beg me not to show it. I'm showing the world that. Because you went and you doxed Erica Kirk's childhood. And you showed nothing. Absolutely nothing. That was relevant. You deserve to have your stuff shown now. Except your stuff violates the law. Funny how it works.
This is the reason that they sent the intern on the plane to follow me to Texas, right? They're always looking to catch you in a moment. They peppered her with a question that they were supposed to record that's meant to embarrass me on stage, and they were going to pass it around to make it look like it went viral organically, but they're passing it out to all their little minions. They wanted to destroy me by any means possible, okay?
Exactly.
It is
A DUI
Wire
isn't dirt,
and Jeremy
it's a
Boring
crime.
and their affiliates that stumbled upon an incident report with George Farmer in the late summer of 2024 when we were contacted. We were the ones who were told through our PR team that they were trying to get the New York Post to publish it. The Daily Wire had found a report and they were trying to push the New York Post to publish it. I want to be clear, Charlie was alive and well during this time and actually was one of the people that I was speaking to about how insane and deranged their attacks had become. After looking into that report that he's referring to, the New York Post declined to publish. They then tried to go to lower rung
Hopefully in
publications. I
5
believe
years
the
she'll
Daily
be
Beast might have been
deported.
one of them. I'll have to fact check
Within
that.
the next
And they
5
too
years.
declined to publish it because they couldn't confirm it. So they were getting a little desperate. We got phone calls during both of these attempts. We were also, this is very relevant, we were locked in a court battle at this time with them as they were trying to sue us into bankruptcy, literally. So if you think that they were fighting us in court, trying to bankrupt us before we could even begin our new podcast, and yet simultaneously he was being a good guy and protecting us because family's supposed to stay off limits, you are out of your mind. You do not know who that man is. He is deranged. So what did they do? Who did they turn to this year when they went to renew their attacks on my family? Someone who they knew would have no morals and would create and perpetuate story after story after story. And that person is, of course, Laura Loomer, citing and naming a person. Remember Tracy Robinson? This is the hit and run victim, claiming that we paid to cover up 3 drunken arrest incidents. This is what she is publishing. This is what he is attempting to platform. And I want to tell you why this
Kelly.
made
Yeah,
me
is she
see red
gonna be
last
a
night because
felon?
the goal of
Hope
this
so.
is so sinister, okay? They have done a lot to try to destroy me, to try to destroy this platform, to try to destroy this podcast. What they are doing is they are hoping that what Laura Loomer is saying is
Oh, I bet Candace may realize that in today's live stream. Hopefully. It'll be very funny. Thank you, CRXis.
true. They are daring reporters to uncover a scandal, right? A scandal where George had to cover up a bunch of DUI incidents with cash, me and him had to do this in order for him to get a citizenship. She is saying and implying
Nobody said that. Nobody said that there was a cover-up involving cash.
that we lied to DHS. So what is the ultimate goal of what Jeremy is saying? His reporter should look into this. Where did this go? Reporters should try to find out what happened here. The ultimate goal is he wants George's citizenship to be revoked. That is what he is trying to achieve. He wants George's citizenship to be revoked. He wants someone to do the legwork to figure out if there could
Again, he cannot do that unless it's real, Candace.
plausibly be a scenario where we paid somebody off and lied to the Department of Homeland Security. That is where the Daily Wire is at. This is how desperate they are. They have looked into every layer of my life from birth to childhood. They looked into my family, and they can't uncover anything scandalous enough to hurt
See
me.
you
So
later,
they're hoping,
Anna.
and I want to be clear, wrongly, of course, that there is now a Hail Mary chance that George and I broke federal law by hiding and willfully lying to the Department of Homeland Security about a DUI conviction. It is utterly untrue. We would have never.
You probably never did lie about it. You probably just didn't tell him, which is a lie by omission, but you don't view that to be a lie.
Never taken that risk with children, and they will come up dry. So reporters, feel free to look into that. We absolutely would have never lied. Laura is tagging people. Oh, we're calling the DHS. We're going to do this. Feel free to do that. But I want you to truly marinate. Forget Laura Loomer. This is a person who was formerly the CEO of Daily Wire. I want you to truly marinate on how sadistic that is. That he's hoping that he can break up my family. A real reporter should look at that. Why? Because he sunk his company and his career trying to ruin me. That's what they're calling for. That explicitly. We are hopeful this is true. And Laura Loomer is tagging DHS. She is tagging Mark Mullins, the Secretary of Homeland Security, to tell them to look into George for violating federal laws, okay? So for me, it is the audacity of him using Charlie Kirk,
Well, who cares? You got nothing to hide, right? So what's the problem?
my friend, not his, as a human shield, claiming that he's doing that for Erica. That he's doing something that's actually unusual. Yeah, no, we don't go after family members, but I have to do this for Erica because Candace is going after family members. That's stupid, obviously, because Erica is a public figure and a celebrity. She is not a at-home grieving widow with her kids. Stop pretending like she is.
Well, then where's she at, Candace? She's not at home grieving with her kids at all? Literally, we see Erica Kirk pop up maybe once a month on video. What do you think she is the rest of her time?
And also stop pretending like the last 3 years of my life has not been about you and your demented stalker pursuits to ruin me and to ruin my family. Shane Cashman said it best on X when he wrote this. He wrote, Jeremy Boring is Ted Bundy doing a Mr. Rogers impression.
Shane Cashman probably ought to watch his, you really watch and pay attention to what he does. Not a good idea for him to get up in the limelight anymore after his whole debacle, which I don't want to rehash. I've went ahead and said, hey, I'll put that to rest. That's how I got my first boost on YouTube, actually, was involving Shane Cashman. I don't want to get into it, but I'm just saying Shane Cashman really may want to stay out of this fight. Not a smart idea. Not a smart idea, because I will go ham on him involving what he was doing. Not good. So, just really dumb in general. I don't want to rehash it because it involves Tim Pool, and like I said, after I saw what happened to Charlie, I was like, it's not even worth the fight on this. It's really not. I don't have enough information. I don't have enough proof to figure out what took place, just that something did take place. And like I said, I'm not interested in digging further into it. I want to be united on the right. You know what I mean? I don't want this infighting. But Shane Cashman can F around and find out, you know. Oh, Mama Owlbear for another 20. Thank you so much. If Brett Cooper is so upset with Daily Wire, why did she go back on with Ben Shapiro and Michael Knowles with when Pendragon premiered? No one from Daily Wire has come out and talked bad about Daily Wire. You mean no one from Daily Wire has come out and talked bad about Brett Cooper, right? Is that what you mean? No one. Jeremy B has more credibility. I agree, he does. I think there was some shady stuff involved with shady stuff involved with Daily Wire and Brett Cooper. I just don't know who was being shady. Could have been Brett Cooper. I keep forgetting her name. I keep wanting to say Erica Kirk or Candace, so forgive me. That's why I'm slow on this. Could have been Brett Cooper. Could have been Daily Wire in general. It could have been Jeremy Boring. I have no idea. I know the contract that Steven Crowder showed, especially for Brett Cooper, was not a good one. I know it was not good at all. But outside of that, there was no evidence whatsoever. And unless one of them drops evidence, I'm not going to take a side. You know what I mean? I have no idea. So for the most part, yeah, Mama Owlbear, I agree with you 100% here. Yeah, there's just not enough evidence out there. But Candace wants to pretend like there is, of course, and she's going to use it to her side. You know what I mean? I don't know that Brett Cooper's gone to the dark side. She's staying out of it. She's just doing her normal thing. She's not getting involved with Candace. She said that she's not going to talk bad about Candace, but she's also not talking bad about Daily Wire either. So, you know, I think Brett Cooper's done the smart move. I think she's done the smart move. And if Brett Cooper does have an issue, she needs to drop receipts. If Daily Wire ends up having to, they need to drop receipts on Brett Cooper as well. But they're being cordial. They're doing things correctly. See, Daily Wire did things correct. I'd never seen Daily Wire come out against Candace until Candace shot fires at Daily Wire. It was Candace Owens that started that fight, not Daily Wire. It is Candace Owens' fault that Daily Wire is going after Candace. Had Candace Owens kept her mouth shut, Daily Wire would have kept their mouth shut. Clearly, Brett Cooper's keeping her mouth shut, and Daily Wire's keeping their mouth shut on that incident. It's water under the bridge as far as I'm concerned. If they don't have a problem, why would I need to have a problem? But Candace fired first. She shot the first shot. It's on Candace. So that's just the way it is, you know. Cashman is a closet liberal of Timmy Pools. Yes, he is. And there's some stuff, I can tell you. There's stuff that I've covered in the past that's not good about Shane Cashman. I can tell you that for sure. Anyway, Brett's mother commented on Candy's video, thanking her for exposing Daily Wire. Yeah, she did. She did comment on there, but Brett Cooper, you know, that's going to be up to her and what she talks with about her mom. I just don't know enough about what happened between Brett Cooper and Daily Wire. Until I'm not going to comment on anything I don't have information on. It just would not be right for me to do. I'd be doing a Candace Owens if I did that. You know, I have no business starting rumors between them. I could just kind of observe and see, you know, what I've seen. But, you know, it's really not much. It's not much for me to draw any conclusions. So I'm just not going to do that. That would not be that would be nice of me to do. I can tell you that. But thank you so much for that, Mama Owlbear. You are unbelievably kind. Thank you. Yeah. Anyway, Shane Cashman. Good God. Tim Pool's probably absolutely livid at Shane Cashman for this, if I had to guess. Is he still on Timcast?
The entire team, my team, we all work for Daily Wire. We laugh like this is the most accurate description. Anybody who has been around Jeremy Boring, that is the most accurate description. You can see it in his demeanor. Well, I'm only doing this because of that. Reporters, is journalism still happening? Spot on. He is Ted Bundy doing a Mr. Rogers impression. So, if you need any more proof of that, please note what he attempted to do to Brett Cooper. What was she, 21, 22 at the time, for the crime of her wanting to get married? It is exactly like being hunted by Ted Bundy, who pretends to be Mr. Rogers. On the surface, we're glad to see Brett go. We wish her well. Okay. Behind the scenes, I will bankrupt her. I will destroy her.
How did they do that? How did they even attempt to try and bankrupt her or destroy her or anything like that? I want to know. Can you give us any details on that, Candace? That's a crazy, crazy, crazy thing to say.
Sue her over wearing a blue shirt. I will go to her wedding and then proposition her maid of honor to take over her show because I want her to hurt. And now to be clear, that's wrong to both sides of that equation. Okay, 2 girls got hurt in the process of that. 2 younger.
Well, I don't know that that's the way that went down. I don't know that her friend didn't screw up. I don't know what happened, you know?
Girls got hurt in the process of that because he was deranged and focused and obsessed. That is the true Jeremy Boring. Now, you want to talk about how obsessed he is? This is a true statistic. Since launching his new podcast, Jeremy Boring has done 19 shows that nobody has watched. You should know that 17 of them have been about me and Tucker Carlson. 17 of them have been about me and Tucker Carlson. This is a former employer who just stalks, right? He is stalking and masquerading it as a show. Everything is about me and Tucker Carlson. Now, for his last point, pretending that it could have been about morality, right? It really could have been about morality that he decided to take a swipe at my husband who tried to help him rescue his company. They are constantly going on and on, by the way, just in a broader sense about morality, right? We're better than you. The Daily Wire, him and Ben, we're better than you, as they privately seek to destroy people and to tear apart families. He thinks, and I mean, whether you're saying don't get married, whether you're going after somebody's husband, this is how they play the game. And he is saying that it is a moral position that reporters should follow what could potentially be a DHS scandal, right? Well, I think those reporters, if they've got some free time, if there are any, like he said, any responsible journalists left that wish to pursue these kinds of stories, they should probably at first take a look into the many scandals the Daily Wire has been burying, some that are occurring right now, right? I'll ask the question, did the police make an error in arresting their longtime employee and camera operator, Zachary Lewis, who was arrested?
Now she's going to go over this garbage. I don't even care to go over this garbage at all because Daily Wire fired him immediately. It's just pointless to me completely. Is there anything else we can go over? Okay, she goes over Tucker Carlson here.
That's worse than what Zach Lewis did. Like I said, were the parents informed? What about the other talent? Why were they aware of this? Because I'm hearing nobody knew about this. I got a public journalist again of continually trying to. They constantly are seeking to humiliate others using their personal and business relationships.
She doesn't even mention Tucker. Okay, and then what comes up here?
Because we publicly invited him to come onto the show, discuss George and what he did, and when
Jeremy
you
Boring
discuss your morality and why it should matter to reporters. He is naturally declining to be the change that he wishes to see in this world. Here's what he said on X. I am not going to read the whole thing. It's another Jeremy Boring diatribe. We can skim through it. This video is prime Candace, every manipulative rhetorical technique in the books. Okay, she makes roughly 236 claims, yada, 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 Brandolini's law. The whole process is meant to make the accused look crazy for even trying. She uses rhetorical sleight of the hand. Next, can we get to you responding? He said, I might respond that I've never made any such claim, but Candace has already suggested that I'm working with Laura Loomer to launder accusations against her. I might respond that I haven't spoken privately to Laura Loomer in years. Oh, do you think I'm dumb, Jeremy? I worked for you. I know how it works. Like I said, you use your minions. You never get your hands dirty. You didn't get your hands dirty.
Oh, you're just going to make false claims. You're just going to literally make fake claims, Candace. This is so embarrassing. So embarrassing. Like, she's just like, I know that you didn't talk to her, but you had other people talk to her. You don't have any proof of that whatsoever.
You went for Steven Crowder either, okay? You use your minions to get stuff out into the press that you want out. And if the press declines to do it, you turn to the people who you have absolutely no respect for, that you think are just deranged but dumb, useful idiots that will take your money. And those people might not...
Are you telling me that... No, she didn't say that about Steven Crowder, right?
Years. Oh, do you think I'm dumb, Jeremy? I worked for you. I know how it works. Like I said, you use your minions. You never get your hands dirty. You didn't get your hands dirty when you went for Steven Crowder either, okay? You use your minions to get...
Oh, I get it. I get it. You're like, you didn't get your hands dirty when you went after Steven Crowder either. What? Because he sent you? Is that what you're trying to tell me, Candace? Because he sent you to do it? And you willingly did it? Man, Candace Owens really needs to watch what she says. That is hilarious. What an absolute confession. That she's going to sit there and literally say, oh, well, I had to get my hands dirty for you. Really? You willingly went along with that? Just destroy your credibility while you're right here. Why not?
Stuff out into the press that you want out. And if the press declines to do it, you turn to the people who you have absolutely no respect for, that you think are just deranged but dumb, useful idiots that will take your money. And those people might not even know that you're behind it. Like I said, you always keep your hands clean. Do you think anybody's buying that? I haven't spoken to Laura Loomer privately in years. That's not right.
But here's what's funny, too, is I know for sure it wasn't Jeremy Boring that sent her. You know why? After she was gone from Daily Wire and on her own, she still went after. She still went after Steven Crowder and his divorce. She wasn't with Daily Wire at that time. That's crazy. I'm pretty sure she wasn't.
Asking you, Jeremy. You wouldn't have to. Matt Sarleson could speak to her. Your lawyer could speak to her. They seem to maybe know each other. Maybe be in the same orbit at the very least. He says, Candace has already moved on to say that I'm coordinating with Ben Shapiro to launder ideas to Laura Loomer. Next, let's get to the next page. He says, this is, by the way, like working for him, people who are reading this of Daily Wire are just like, man, remember, we just used to try to get out of there, but Jeremy just loves to hear himself speak. Right now, everybody's on X like, dang, man, I really want to get out of here. This man just loves to hear himself speak. I'll tell you, the Jeremy Boring podcast will never be a success, but it will always have one unique listener, which will be Jeremy Boring. There's no doubt he listens to himself when he gets ready in the morning. He loves himself. He thinks he is so wise and so talented. Here's his
April
next tweet.
2023.
The next part of the tweet that I want to point out. He says, you might think that there is one claim I simply have to address. The Daily Wire.
I didn't know, actually. It was right before. Yes, Candace Owens was still with Daily Wire when she publicly commented and escalated drama over Steven Crowder's divorce. Is she really going to sit there and try and be like, you know what? It was Daily Wire that made me do it. It wasn't me. She did not leave Daily Wire until March 2024. She attacked his divorce. Wow, that was really 2023. Wow. It does not feel like that was 3 years ago. That's crazy. Well, if that's true, if that is true, she is straight up trying to say that Daily Wire ended up making her attack Steven Crowder. I don't believe that, though, because it's so on point for Candace Owens to go after people she hates. I don't believe Daily Wire made her do it. She's going to have to provide proof.
Her employee was arrested.
What a pause game on that face, too.
For sex crimes.
Chels Hopper. For the 20. Thank you so much. She calls Trump a PDF protector and then literally admits she knew the story about that guy but kept it to herself because it wasn't her business. She's such a hypocrite. Her cult drinks the Kool-Aid and screams more, please. Yeah? Good call. Good call on that. She contradicts herself so much I can't even keep up. Thank you so much for that, Chels. That is very, very nice of you. Bush League Big Guy. Heck yeah, man. $10. If we are going to label Candace a spider, can we at least call her a woodlouse? Since they two hang out in places where where the yeast grows. Oh. Come on, man. Oh, I'm so glad I'm not eating yet. I'm so hungry, though, but if I had a plate and fruit in front of me, I probably would throw it in the trash. Thank you so much for that comment. Ah, man, no, that's funny, though. That is very funny. Thank you for that. Chels, you are amazing. Bush League guy, that was very funny. Thank you so much. That was a great catch, by the way, Chels. Really was. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. I'm going to go throw up real quick now. We'll continue.
Should respond to that. But while that accusation is terrible, it has nothing to do with me. Okay, explain it to us like we're 7. If George was brandishing a weapon and lied to the Department of Homeland Security...
Nobody claimed he brandished. Good Lord, stop doing that.
What would that have to do with you, given he was never an employee of a Daily Wire, never worked under you, and you didn't expose him to children and have him facing a charge like this? I'm not tracking that. Incredible. This is who he is. This is just who he is at all times. He makes sense of the things that are absolutely senseless. Next, he then says, other than that, I have nothing to say to Candace. She invited me to come on her show to talk about George, but I have nothing to say about George at all. She invited me to talk about this person she says committed this terrible crime, but an hour of have you stopped beating your wife, guilt by association slander, isn't my idea of a good time. He doesn't want to come, he doesn't want to talk about it. He just wants to say stuff on
No,
the
you're
internet.
good, Bush.
He says at the end that
good,
also,
man.
my audience is rightly concerned for my safety if I go to Candace's studio. Jeremy, you know all of us. We all left the Daily Wire. I don't know why you would feel unsafe, but I did offer.
Yeah, that was a dumb comment. I gotta admit, and I even called it out in my video too, where I didn't, like 2 videos, or like 2 days ago, I thought it was very silly for him to say, oh, I'm scared to go to Candace Owens' studio. It was like, dude, man up. No, you're not. What is Candace, like Candace obviously is not going to have you whacked in the studio. If Candace did something crazy and had something bad happen to him in the studio, do you think that the millions of people who watch Jeremy Boring or know Jeremy Boring, how do you think they would react? It would be the worst possible thing Candace could do. So it was very silly.
I still will extend the offer to join virtually.
But in all fairness, Candace Owens did that exact same thing when it was meeting up with Erica Kirk. She was like, oh, I got to bring my own water. Or, oh, I'm going to be so scared. And they're going to try and have me whacked too. So it's not like Candace Owens also hasn't done that. I think they're all silly when they do it. Seriously. Every one of them. If you make the claim, oh, I'm scared that something's going to happen. And maybe he was trolling. Maybe he was making an homage to when Candace was like, oh, I'm afraid to meet up with Erica Kirk in person. But it didn't come across like that. So I thought it was just a silly thing. He should have done a video about it instead of making text if he was going to make a sarcastic joke. You know what I mean? Because it just doesn't translate through text.
He's scared for his safety. Maybe because George is brandishing weapons. I get it. George is brandishing weapons at police officers. I can understand why you're scared for your safety. Everybody knows he's a gangster Oxford boy. So anyway, we will be right back after a brief break. All right, you guys, you know those days.
And then I don't need to listen to her things here or her comments. Let's get to her current live video. Because she should be currently live, right? It's not Friday, right? Wait, what? Oh, upcoming. Wow, she's late. Okay, well, we got some time. Let's watch this real quick. What's going on with Candace Owens in this video she posted on December 17th, 2018? Perhaps Alex Jones was correct when he said Candace Owens is showing signs of Adderall-induced schizophrenia. Maybe. Let's take a watch.
Everybody.
What's this, though? How I scored Adderall and prescribed. Oh, yeah, here you go. One of you guys brought this up. She did make the article. Confirmed. How I scored Adderall prescription without so much as a doctor's evaluation. 3 easy steps. And this was whenever she was a liberal, too. September 17th, 2015. Or openly a liberal, I should say.
Oh, hey, everybody. I think I need to do more periscopes because there's just always something happening on Twitter. And I just got finished with an event. I jump on my Twitter feed and I see African American is trending. I was like, why is African American trending? Why on earth would African American be trending? So I hit African American, and apparently the New York Times released an article saying that Russian collusion was targeted to infiltrate the black vote. Now, I've already spoken at length about the fact that the left thinks black people are stupid. Like, they literally think we are like slaves on their plantation who don't read. That's literally the view that if you're a black person, you don't know this yet, you got to wake up eventually. I mean, it could not be more in our face than it is right now. Really. But
I never seen her Periscope videos before, so this is going to be new to me. I don't see anything crazy yet, but Raven Grace over here in the corner says that why is she yelling? So maybe she gets to a point where she's screaming or something.
This is a level of stupid that I didn't even think that they thought we were. Like, you're trying to tell me that Russia realized that they were going to impact an American election, and they said, how are we going to do it? So they decided that they were going to target black people because, our votes have not been the exact same for the last 6 years. We vote in 90% margins for Democrats. Why on earth would they, if they thought they were going to make an impact in our election, go after people that keep voting the exact same way? This literally is so stupid and so ridiculous. We got Jake Tapper, who's retweeting it. Oh, look, black people. Look, it's me, Jake Tapper, warning you guys to be scared again. Every freaking elitist, leftist, racist journalist right now. Black people, be scared. Get behind us, Democrats. Be scared. We're your saviors. We're here to save you again. Like, literally, I feel like every 2 years, they ask themselves a question. They're like, how are we going to scare them blacks to make sure that they keep picking this cotton here on our Democrat plantation? We got to make sure these Negroes don't read. We got to make sure if they stay scared. This is literally the strategy that they have every couple of years. So this year, 2016, it was a good one. I got to give Democrats credit. It was good. The myth of police brutality, making us think that we were being gunned down in the streets, showing images of it happening, not telling us that it happens more to white people and Spanish people, and making...
Well, sure. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, when it does happen, it sucks. It's not good. You know, there's that. But anyway, I don't know. It's one of those things. But yeah, they overblew it for sure. It was like, oh, look at, we're going to cut up, one video different ways and show it was like 6 different incidents, whenever it was like one a year. You know what I mean? But they had to get the algorithm going. And of course, they could go all the way back to the 90s and stuff. Early 2000s and stuff. I mean, it's over 10 years of probably good, 10 or 20 different videos, and it got repeated in the Facebook algorithm, actually, specifically. More than any other algorithm, and that's how people ended up getting radicalized and thinking that it was happening a lot more often than it actually was.
It seemed like we were being targeted. That was good. That was a smooth one. People were super emotional, young in the street.
No, it was smooth.
This Russian collusion is the dumbest shit that you guys have pulled out in a really long... Really, this is it? Like, this is where... Oh my gosh, if you don't vote for Democrats, if you don't get behind us, the Russians are going to be infiltrating your computer. You are afraid sometimes the Negroes are going to start to make people who don't read think that you're catching all of his guys when it's clearly picked our cotton because, okay? Stop trying to segregate us in our mentality, making us think that we're not a part of the American dream. You don't call white people Italian Americans. You don't call white people Irish Americans, but you make sure you call us African Americans so we feel like we're not Americans too. So that we get insulted.
I mean, American is in the name.
When Trump is going to make America great again because somehow we should feel like we're not a part of that vision. Yes, we are. And we are paying attention to the results. We're paying attention to the economy. We are paying attention to the First Step Act, which is most likely going to get passed thanks to
our eyes dilated.
Republicans.
It's so blurry. It's hard to see. She's got really dark eyes, so it is really tough to see. My eyes are like a very light brown, so you might be able to see. Are my eyes dilated? Nah, they're not. Obviously, they'd have no reason to be. No, they can't be dilated with this light blasting in my eyes, too. Good Lord, it is really bright in here.
We're paying attention to the fact that every time you guys have had control, our communities have gotten worse. And your stupid rhetoric calling them make me sick. Honestly, you make me choice. Get rid of those disastrous teachers. Do your job, being that this would be what every black person held as a...
I don't know. I'm not...
I need to do more periscopes.
I don't know. It's not the biggest deal, to be honest. This video isn't super crazy. She's yelling. I think she's just trying to be performative. Keep in mind, too, Candace had a lot smaller of an audience at this point in time in 2018. So she's trying to ham it up and grow her audience and stuff like that. Maybe. I don't know if it's something or not. It's not enough proof for me to sit there and say that she is definitely on something. But I do agree. She's very, 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 well, I don't want to say that because that means a different thing, I guess. Oh, what am I trying to say? She's very energetic. Let's put it that way. To say the least. I don't know. It's I just don't. I can't hop on board with it nearly as much. I really can't, unfortunately. Let's see here. She's finally live.
Of Candace.
All right, here we go. What's she gonna be doing? Pretty good, huh? Yeah, manic. That's a good one. Pretty manic, yeah. Maybe it's maybe she has mania. Yeah, I mean she could have mania or something like that. I mean that's not too crazy, but very well could be. Very well could be Adderall. I mean, clearly she scored Adderall. She admitted it. I'm sure she's addicted to Adderall. If she's writing articles literally about scoring Adderall, I'm certain she's on Adderall. You can hear it in her voice, erratic behavior. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's a good possibility. I just can't verify it through a video like that. You know what I mean? That's my only contention. But do I believe it? 1,000,000%. Here, I'll be right back, guys. Give me one second here. I'm going to insert this ad. I'll be right back. Sorry about that, guys. I had to go get me this look at this. Look at how my wife cooked that steak. Steak, bell peppers. Ooh. And rice. Oh, man. Oh, she put that sauce on there, too. That smells so good. Woo! We're eating good, clean, and we're going to get strong. Yeah. That's how to do it. For the most part, anyway. Trying to get good and healthy, guys. Ah, man. Yeah, just awesome. How lucky am I? How lucky am I, guys? For real. For real. Anyway, Mrs. Trolls. Could call her that. Thank y'all so much for putting up with my bullcrap, by the way, guys. Seriously, none of y'all have to put up with my BS, and you all do it anyway. Thank you all so much for it, genuinely. Should check this video out? Okay. Yeah. I'll pull it up after the Candace thing.
Dear female...
Female reporter goes to Islamic country and immediately gets attacked. Woo! Man, I hate for them to have to find out that way. It really does. It sucks. I feel bad for him at that. All right, guys, are you all ready? I'm going to be munching down on a little bit of this, so I'll mute my microphone so it's not gross. But look at that face. Look at that face here. We're going to have a good time. At least she's wearing a good shirt. I'm glad she's wearing a nice shirt. Candace looks good today. Shockingly. Like, yeah, not that she ever really looks bad. I'm not going to be mean about it, but, you know, this is an outfit she should probably be wearing more often. It actually looks good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, happy Thursday. I just want to say at the top here that it has been 35 days, 35 long days since we have publicly and politely, I might add, we've requested to see the footage of Charlie Kirk naming his wife, Erica Kirk, as the chairman and CEO in the event that anything happens to him. Quote, I appoint my wife, Erica Kirk, right? No such luck. And that's odd. That's very odd to me. Considering Blakey Neff, who thinks I am a checks notes maniac brandishing a knife, screaming at people on the subway.
It's pretty accurate. Yeah, that's about right. Especially with the last video we just watched too, actually. But here's the thing. Nobody ever said there was a video. They said there was media. That it was a piece of media. But okay. Hey, thank you, Anna.
Nonetheless, he's apparently a huge fan of the show. He accidentally revealed how many hours of the show he consumes when he shared a screen grab of his computer. He was trying to diss me. Then people noticed that the screen grab shows you the load bar. Look at this. He's making...
Yeah. Look at the ones he hasn't watched, though. This one. He barely watched that one at all. Barely watched that one at all. Oh, wait. Hold on. And camera off. So, he barely watches this one here. Oh, wait. No, he watched this one. Oh, no. It stops right there. I can see the little blue color. This one is barely. This one is barely. He watches this one all the way through, this one all the way through, this one all the way through. Never watched that one, never watched that one, never watched that one. So, he's actually doing a lot better than me. I watch every one of your episodes, Candace. I mean, come on. You could be like me, right?
Fun of me, but then actually people zoomed in and said, hey, that little red bar at the end tells you how much progress he's made it through every episode of Candace.
Every episode. Is that why there's a bunch of red bars missing? Come on, be honest. Like, I'm honest. I watch every one of your episodes, Candace. I'm honest about it. Why can't you be honest about what was on your screen there? Ooh, man, that is definitely the look that Blake Neff was talking about, though. That is absolutely put the shower scene in. You know what I mean? For real. Like, straight up, just... That's the face she would make as she is literally choking the life out of someone. This is good stuff. We're going to have a fun night tonight, guys.
Hey, truly, that Blake is a friend of the show. I mean, what can I say? I make a lot of friends. I am friendly. Anyway, about a week ago, over a week ago, we put up a bounty for footage or information which would help us better understand how that remarkably timely footage of Erica saying that she wanted to go home after the White House Correspondents' Dinner, how exactly did that come to be? I just wanted to know. And it looks like we may have the beginning of an answer.
Okay.
Welcome back to Candace.
Nope. Can't play that. I won't comment on that face.
Top of the show, I just want to tell you guys, Israel is going max on propaganda. Like super max on propaganda. We've been talking about it a lot this week. All of these organizations that they're putting together, they're filing FARA for the first time ever. And it's sort of exceptional. So you remember we told you, obviously, about Show Faith by Works, LLC. That's that FARA-registered propaganda arm of the Israeli Foreign Ministry. And I was interested as we were going through their filings of their stated goal to provide the October 7th experience. The October 7th experience coming to a church parking lot near you. And I was like,
okay,
that doesn't sound very pleasant.
No, it wouldn't be pleasant.
That just doesn't sound very pleasant. Are we going to have people paragliding into parking lots? Like, what exactly is that going to look like? And gratefully, my producer stumbled upon the details. I hadn't realized that in this FARA filing, which we had just sort of glimpsed through for the relevant details to the episode, but they also included an entire detailed accounting of the propaganda that they intend to execute upon Christian minds. It is thorough. And I'm not going to go through it all today, but I really want to encourage Christians to take time to read through that filing.
Okay. Maybe I'll do a whole video over it. We'll see. Depends if it's interesting or not. If it actually says what she's going to say it says.
Take your time to process, especially if you are evangelical, because
we'll see what happens.
This is effectively evangelical ultra, okay? That they are targeting evangelicals, and with the recent news that they will be upping the spend to what is like $750 million, almost $1 billion. The how is actually really relevant. Like, that's a lot of money to spend to shape minds. How are you going to do that? And the October 7th experience is one part of the puzzle. So what is it? Check out this slide that they inserted in the just, I have to laugh. I am sorry. I am not laughing.
Okay, it is funny. Look at the VR. Are they really going to show VR and have them running away from, like, Hamas guys? Look, what is actually the point of this? Okay, I may agree with Candace a little bit. This is hilarious. They got tents down here for it. Why do this? There's so many other things they could do instead of this. Like, I don't know, like, they could, like, animate, like, I don't know, a really cool movie, have them watch it in VR, like, I don't know, just involving church stuff in general. I don't know. Let's see, 10/7 experience. Custom-built trailer by professional Hollywood set designers. Hollywood's involved in this? Okay. Reversible exterior walls allow for interactive 629 experience by walking into the side of the trailer. 629? Like the time? Opposite side has a slide out or stage flooring to invite attendees to come into the trailer from the side. Okay. Mounted survive to tell VR experience interiorly with seating. Mounted generator with wired outlets interiorly. Okay. Exterior tents allow for crowds to visit without being too cramped. Okay. Interior wall. It's not describing what it's doing. They're describing how a lot of people can attend without issue. That's what they're showing right here. Call to action outside the exhibit using biblical messaging. Okay. How about we get to if Candace really should, she got to be careful here. She's really got to show what it is they're doing, and they need to have it explained here in order for me to believe Candace.
On October 7th, I am laughing at the October 7th experience as an idea. We have got to get real, people. This is weird. Okay? This is weird.
Oh, by the way, weird. Fun fact, by the way, Candace isn't going to talk about. What's this say down here? You guys see that? Just out of curiosity? It says NSD FARA registration. Huh. Interesting, right? Received September 27th, 2025. Hold on a minute. Guys, I think Candace just screwed up. I think Candace just did a big old boo-boo. Let's take a happy little square here. We're going to take a happy little square. And then we're going to be, I'm going to show this. Okay. And then yep. And then in green, or yellow here, we're going to show this right there. Hey, what about that? Didn't Candace throw a big old fit about that? Am I crazy? Am I the crazy one? Was that my bad? Am I blowing this out of proportion? Did I get something wrong here? I'm curious. Did Candace throw a fit over the FARA registration here? Because this was like, I don't know. She said that they didn't have to do that, right? That for some reason they got around it? Huh. Yeah, I mean, it's a little interesting. I'll get X's opinion here. Let's get the opinion of X real quick. Oh, wait. Oh, I did it here. Huh. This is old news. Oops, I forgot about this. I'll pull that video up. Okay. Hey, everybody. Here it is. Let me just pull it up real quick. Show transcript. X's. Nope. No alibi. Okay, I'm so sick of that noise. Stop doing that. Can I turn that off? Let's see. Maybe it just isn't doing this. Text. No results found. Well, it is out here. Candace Owens busted. Lied about the flight logs again. It was in this that I talk about Dan Harpole. Do I even... Dan. No results found? Okay. I don't know. Maybe I was wrong about that. Oh, it's still... Okay, do I have to hit enter? There we go. That's why. Dan. Oh, okay. Well, apparently I don't. I don't know. Maybe Grok was wrong. I guess we'll have to see later on. Anyway, let's go ahead and do this. It was literally about this company. It was literally about this company. She said that they didn't file properly with FARA. And so that's why it's like, uh-oh. That may be a big ol' oopsie right here. But maybe I'm wrong.
We're looking at VR headsets, and they're going to come by. It's mobile, so they can just kind of drive the bus. I want to know who's driving the bus, who's bringing all the stuff. They're going to just set up, and they're going to give people the October 7th experience. They're going to build this trailer. They're going to use Hollywood set designers. You're going to be able to reserve it. Yeah, if you'd like, you can have a tent. It tells us that there's going to be a TV mounted, a wrapped with images of Israel or the Western Wall. So that's part of the experience. There's going to be a call to action using biblical messaging. But the
she's
real
live right now.
important part is this VR experience that you're going to have of October 7th. This is weird. This level of propaganda is weird. I want you to just...
I actually agree it's weird. I don't see any reason why we should be showing our youth a bunch of terrorists coming in and blowing people up. I'll give her this one. I don't really like it. But, I mean, it's not the craziest thing. It's not the craziest thing in the world. But I really don't like it. I wouldn't let my kid watch it. You know what I mean? Just saying. I don't know about that one.
Please, if you were an evangelical, take your time to go through those FARA filings. Because they're playing.
She also doesn't show that that's what they're doing exactly either. I don't know exactly what they mean by 10-7. It may be a gathering. You know what I mean? I really need to figure out what it is. Let's ask Grok. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Oh no, I missaw that. Never mind. Yep, new one. Okay. What is this VR 10-7 thing going around in churches that Candace Owens is talking about? Make a very short explain. There we go. Yep.
No games with what they want to do, and they are targeting churches. And we noticed it early on the show. Obviously, all year we've been talking about how these pastors are given notes and being paid to say things on stage, attacking people in politics for saying sensible things about Israel. This is they're leveling up. Bot campaigns. You're gonna think the comment section, if you think the comment section in Facebook is real, it's just not. They have completely fake bots that actually mirror real people.
Unlike those real bots.
And they're trying to make you think that you're alone in your own ideas while they're dropping thousands, hundreds of thousands of bots to tell you like, oh, this person's great.
Well, here's the thing though. Okay. Apparently to her, sensible things about Israel is saying that Israel can't exist at all. I don't think that's sensible. I don't think that's a very sensible position to take. You know what I mean? I think that's an extreme position to take. Very extreme to say that a country can't exist. Because we don't say that about any other country in the world. Except for North Korea. But in all fairness, everyone knows that country shouldn't exist. Even North Korea knows that country exists. It knows it so well that it literally keeps a fence around there to prevent anybody from leaving. So, I wouldn't even say China can't exist. I don't like the way China exists. But their citizens, a lot of the time, can leave China. North Korea, it is a prison. It is literally a prison. Let's see here. VR 10-7 is virtual reality simulation of the October 7th, 2023 Hamas attacks on Israel. It's being toured to churches and Christian events as part of Israeli-funded U.S. influence campaign that also includes geofencing, churches to collect, what's sludge? Okay. Very short version. It's a VR experience recreating 10-7 that's showing up in churches. Recreating exactly what? And is there proof this is what they are doing? Actually, I hit the R twice. Okay. Let's see.
What are you talking about? Anyway, it's a war for your mind. Switching gears, however, to the main topic of today. Last week, we put out a bounty. I was not playing around. I said $10,000. $10,000 for more information. Regarding what? Well, we were interested in that video of Erica Kirk departing the White House Correspondents' Dinner. A dinner in which we, the general public, for some odd reason, we got into trouble for it, right? I don't know why we got grounded, but we got grounded immediately.
Because you all made fun of her for it and said that she was lying.
They were coming out. The messaging was that it was our fault that this happened to Erica, like suddenly.
Oh, I see. Never mind. Yeah, you guys are literally saying that, like, Trump, like, you're literally inciting violence against Trump. And it wasn't you, it was Jimmy Kimmel. It was specifically Jimmy Kimmel. And your rhetoric, too, like, isn't helping. Like, I don't know. I'd say you share probably some blame.
We got to watch Erica. We didn't do anything. We were at home. Most of us were eating dinner with our family. Suddenly, we learn via the internet that Erica is in Washington, D.C. at a press dinner. Before she gets there, she's taking bridal shots or something. That part was weird. No, nobody's talking about that enough. That was weird. Here's Erica before the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
She carries light behind her eyes, even when the dark.
I don't think it's that weird. I think that's a normal pageant girl's, like, TikTok. You know what I mean? Every girl does that stuff. Have you ever went to Instagram? Have you ever seen anybody's stories on Instagram like that? Everybody does that crap. It's annoying. I don't like it, but that's what girls do. That's what women do. I see it so freaking often. It's just as bad as whenever people take pictures of their food and post it. Drives me nuts. You know what I mean? But that's what women do. I don't care.
Rational people.
Can we get to the point? Why are we harping over this?
Wondering, hey, Erica, why are you inside of the sheer curtains? That's a pretty classic bridal shot. What are you doing there? What's happening? She
didn't hang the curtains, Candace. She's looking out the window. And they were like, oh, this will look cool because it's sheer. It had nothing to do with the bride. You think she's going to go around wearing a curtain on her head?
We knew that we were probably off to a bad start. Next thing we know,
insane.
We're being told that there were shots fired. And then there's another video of Erica that comes out and it's going viral. And she says that she wants to go home. Here it is.
I just want to go find
So we said instantly, yay. Okay, good idea. Not to boast, but that's actually kind of been our idea, right? That's our idea. Erica, go home was the general public's idea for a very long time.
No, it wasn't. Everybody was behind Erica Kirk. Even you were behind Erica Kirk. You want me to prove it to you? I will prove it to you. Okay. Oh, wait, let me see this. It recreates scenes. Let's see. Inside a custom mobile trailer experience Hollywood. It's set pieces that mimic the scenes, walls, TV's interactive elements, include survivor stories. Okay. Hold on a minute. Okay. So this is like a documentary. Hold on. This might not be as crazy as I thought it was. Might be a documentary. What episode of Candace Owens did she express that she was happy Erica Kirk is CEO? Let's see here. Because Candace Owens absolutely. No, it's not like a documentary. Documentary is usually passive film or footage. This is an immersive VR experience. Be witness, survive to tell. You put on a headset and are placed inside the events, standing in the Nova Festival or kibbutz scenes, surrounded by 360-degree footage. Survivor testimonies, never before seen clips, text messages, even AI-powered live discussion with survivors, church trailer ads, Hollywood-style physics. Okay. I don't know. I'd have to see it for myself. I have to have more information. I'm not sure what that means, to be honest. Because it's clear that they're not going to be able to have any controllers. They're watching all this go down. So it's a little odd. I actually don't, I'm not going to judge it yet. I'll have to see it. Candace Owens expressed relief, a positive sentiment, equivalently being happy, glad. Okay. Okay. Here we go. So. Okay. Which episode was this? Transcript of Erica Kirk Forgives. The Feds Forget, episode 240. Okay.
All fumbling all over the place.
Yeah, you are. I won't forget about you, Candace. Episode 240. Let's see. 268. 240. Wow.
I want you to make this statement.
Oh, and I clearly probably have been here to do this exact thing. I think I did about a month or two ago. Happy. Happy she's gonna be okay. Oh, that's about Laura Loomer. Okay. Glad? No. Erica Kirk. Wait. Nope. Dang it. I messed up. Okay. She mentions Erica a lot. Actually, let me read this. She's really to the moment. The speech she gave everybody was just wowed by her energy. I felt my personality night. To be like fire coming down. Erica did not call for war, in fact. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Wait a minute. Actually, let me just do CEO. Oh, is that it? Dang it. This is not the episode, is it? Okay. In the episode around the 5-minute mark, she states, first thing that I should make abundantly clear is I'm relieved. Oh, I was relieved. I should have just read that. Okay. Here we go.
I'm going to look into that. And the first thing that I think I should make abundantly clear is I am relieved that Erica Kirk is at the head of Turning Point USA. Because just like I alluded to last week, and which I will double down on now, I believe that people within that company betrayed Charlie. Okay? That's just what I believe right now. And I want to make sure that I have these facts entirely on my side before I tell you guys more. I will say, if you are a rat on a ship, you should probably flee now. I recommend it. Anyways, you guys, on Friday,
because she thought at the time that Erica Kirk was going to dig into it and stuff like that. But regardless, no matter what she thought, she definitely thought Erica Kirk being at TPUSA at that time was a good thing. Nobody thought, go home, Erica. I mean, a few people did, but not Candace. Candace never thought, go home, Erica. She was like, I'm relieved Erica Kirk is now the head of TPUSA. That is what she said. So, good try, Candace. You bungled that one.
And we were being told that that was not acceptable, but we were happy to let her take credit for the idea and just get home. Next thing we know, not only does she steal our idea and says she's going to go home, that was our idea, sweetie. Then we start getting screamed at on the internet. We don't even know what we did wrong. As so much was happening, I couldn't keep up. It was just like a blackout rage on X of people screaming at us about Erica, right? Graham Allen, of course, resident psycho. He wrote, you can hear Erica Kirk say, I just want to go home. Pray for her. Pray for her children. How much horror should one woman have to be exposed to? Absolutely horrific. Like,
where were any of you guys mentioned? And where did he blame you guys? Why are you making fun of this? This is really disturbing.
Who exposed her to this dinner? Then we had Michaela Peterson, who has been filling in for her father. She writes, I don't want to share the video of Erica Kirk last night, but that is what PTSD looks like. Heartbreaking. The mockery it triggered just strengthens my faith in God. There are times when seeing the good in the world is more difficult, but you can always see the evil. Then
Candace, do you really believe that this is what yelling at you looks like? You have got a crazy guilty conscience. Holy crap. Talk about projection. They're not mentioning any of you guys.
And we had Ian Miles Chong. We still don't know what he's doing.
I don't care about Ian Miles Chong. You shouldn't even showcase this clown. Okay? Ian Miles Chong is an idiot. He's the worst type of person. He literally swatted someone and got their dog killed. He is an awful person. He's not even an American. He's never lived in America, and he's never visited America before either. I don't know if most people know this or not. He's from Malaysia. He's a hardcore grifter. So the Quartering was doing a charity. I don't remember how much money he raised, but Ian Miles Chong spent all of it on an e-thought. I am not even kidding. He spent all of the money. Ian Miles Chong is just like Candace Owens. He has burnt a bridge with every single creator on YouTube. And for some reason, Elon Musk boosts him. He is such a bad person. But I'm glad at least Candace even can see that. We can agree on that. But why showcase his tweet? Don't showcase him. Who cares if he's attacking you? Nobody is on Ian Miles Chong's side except for Elon Musk. That is the only person that is literally on Ian's side. I'm not even kidding. I don't know a single YouTuber, period. Not a single YouTuber who likes Ian Miles Chong. I don't know of a single one. So, very silly. Michaela is another blonde and Christian, thinks Candace loathes. I agree. Michaela didn't say a negative thing about Candace. It's crazy.
In American politics, he writes, all the endless conspiracy theorizing and attacks on Erica Kirk by Candace Owens led to this. It didn't have to be like this. Erica does not deserve this. Like, what? What did I do? I told her to do the opposite of that. I never once said anything about her being inside of sheer curtains.
It's
crazy. Then
you're blaming
this
her.
Person,
okay.
Bible in Context, wrote, shots fired at the White House Correspondents' Center at President Trump and the First Lady were rushed off stage. This is what happens when propaganda and lies are spread online by people like Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson. Why do they want Trump dead?
Who even is that guy?
Okay. Again, like I said, very confusing because I specifically remember us telling Erica almost repeatedly.
You did say he's a tyrant,
to
though.
not be the CEO and to go home. Go home, be with your kids. And the people who...
Really? You did say that? Are you sure?
Before I tell you guys more, because just like I'm relieved that Erica Kirk is at the head of Turning Point USA. I think I should make abundantly clear is I am relieved that Erica Kirk is at the head of Turning Point USA.
So weird, Candace. That's so weird. That's about right. Oh, come on. Do it. Okay, I've had fun.
Who were doing the yelling at us were saying the opposite. They were saying, let her stay in the public eye, let her be the CEO, let her fulfill Charlie's role. So it was like just like upside down world for a second, and making matters
You agreed.
more confusing was the lecture that we then eventually had to endure from Erica herself, like her choice of outfit. There were even some portions of the speech that didn't exactly land, like this portion about the wine bottles.
Okay.
It was time to take our seats, and we went into the big ballroom where the dinner was. And one of the first things I noticed when I walked into that room was quite literally the proximity of the opposing outlets to one another. So you have one table here that's Politico, and another table here that's Fox, and another table here that's WAPO, and you're all crammed together, elbow to elbow. And to make the night even more of a spectacle, every single 10-person table had 10 bottles of wine.
I was perplexed. Like, what
Okay. I don't get it.
exactly was up with the wine bottle shot out there? Well, even more of a spectacle. There were 10 bottles of wine on every table, on the cramped table. What did the wine bottles do wrong? What did we do wrong?
Candace, this is a waste of time. Why are we here? Why are we here? Did you run out of so much material that that's what you had to go off of? I don't care.
Is anybody going to bother to tell us why she was in that curtain taking a bridal shot? It all felt unfair. I felt like Matilda Wormwood.
You are a terrible person. A bridal shot. That's what she's going to go with. Just absolutely rotten to the core. She is absolutely evil. Like, she is the only person here who will literally take anything and just twist it up into whatever she wants. Oh, it was a bridal shot. No, it wasn't, Candace. Nothing about that was bridal. She wasn't in a bridal dress. Nothing like that took place. You need to stop smoking crack. That's crazy.
You know her, Matilda Wormwood, she was my favorite. Her parents were awful to her, and they always yelled at her for no reason, and that is how I felt. I was being yelled at for no reason. Anyway, I don't like being put into timeout for something that I didn't do.
That's
Nobody
creepy.
puts baby in the corner without a valid reason. So I wanted to investigate it. The timing was weird. The shot was weird of her walking out. The footage, the instantaneous virility of the video was weird. It didn't feel real. So we put out that 10K bounty. We just wanted proof of who recorded it. And lo and behold, we got a couple of very interesting direct tips. People keen to collect the 10K.
Who gave the tips? It should be somebody that is a public figure of some sorts. It was literally the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Had to be some reporters that reported this to you. I would actually require names. Everyone in that room is a public person. Everybody is a public figure at that dinner. You better name some names.
Okay. And here's what we learned. And I'm going to say, allegedly here, I have a sense that this first person is telling the truth for a few reasons. One,
Oh, God.
this person works in politics. Two, this person reached out almost instantly following our show with
Why not name them? They're in politics. They are literally a public person.
a very specific story with very specific names, and they offered to sign a sworn affidavit. Three, this person gave us the name of who recorded the video. And it is a person who appears to have done some work with Turning Point USA in the past. So those are the pros. Now, on the con side, this person works in politics, right? Not exactly someone I would describe.
That's the you're gonna try and think that that's gonna be fair. Oh well, I'm being fair. On the con side, this is a politician. This is a public figure. Just can't tell you who it is.
Describe as a fan of mine. So there is a chance he or she is therefore making it up to embarrass me. But at the moment that you are transacting, the moment that you're taking money, it's not a gotcha, it's a crime, right? You can't say, I was just kidding and I got 10K from you, but you never rule it out. All things are possible, and this is why we vet our tips very seriously. Anyway, here's what we were told. Allegedly, following the shooting, a political operative whose name we are going to withhold at this moment until we can confirm it beyond a shadow of a doubt, and we think we will be able to do that imminently. Apparently, this freelancing operative was positioned in advance with the specific instruction to take that exact video at that exact place at that exact time.
I would like proof of it, because if that were true, and she faked this, that would be the most insane breaking news, and instantly it would destroy everything involving Trump and TPUSA at the same time. This would be the biggest moment in Candace Owens' entire history, and it would cause me to flip sides immediately. So, you really better get on to confirming that. Because that's going to be a really, really... Sorry, guys. Man. My voice is getting too gravelly there. That is really going to be crazy. Crazy. No way. If you end up actually managing to prove that, I'd flip sides. Good luck. I already know where this is going. You have got the worst track record on showing proof.
The operative was allegedly in communication with digital media teams, and the entire moment was staged, captured, and then intentionally shared amongst those digital media teams and their operatives, whereupon it was made to go viral. Now, that is, of course, devastating if it is true.
It would have gone viral no matter what.
Person
What are you talking
who
about?
has a video, and has sent evidence. It's a still of the video. I believe that is factually a still of the video. We checked that. That's not AI. It is definitively an angle that other people have not seen. But they want me to pay a partial portion before they send the full 30-second video. So that's a gamble. I would say it's a gamble.
Okay.
But it might be one that I'm willing to take. I might be out a couple of $1,000s. But the reward would be a video of everything.
$1,000 is like a $20 building. What are you playing around with?
To confirm things. All of this to say, we are going to get our answer. And my every instinct is that the video was staged. I didn't buy that Sarah Seidner of CNN, who initially put the video online, recorded it. She stopped short of saying that she recorded it. She said she was there around when Erica walked in.
You can see that this is shot on literally a cell phone. There's no doubt about it. The way that everything is kind of blurry and stuff. Nothing's sharp. Very few things are sharp. It was small. It was shot with a very, very small, not aperture. Is it the aperture? I mean, I'm thinking of aperture. Very small aperture. It's not letting in enough light to see detail. So it's definitely a phone camera. So instantly it's like, if I were them, I would probably have a pretty good camera if I were to fake this.
Out, but I felt that she likely had that video sent to her and then she put it online. So I will ask this question now in advance before I am turned into public enemy number one. I already am public enemy number one. Well, maybe it's Tucker Carlson.
Why don't you get the proof first?
If we are able to confirm this in the coming days, that this entire shot was staged, and I have a suspicion, I have a hunch.
We know.
What will they say next? How hard are we going to get gaslit? What could they say? Well, they could say, she didn't know. It was unbeknownst to her. Maybe this was like fast PR. Maybe it was Andrew Cole that. Maybe. It could be.
Maybe Erica would be. If it did turn out to be true, maybe Erica is being dragged through this. Maybe she doesn't even want to be dragged through it. Maybe she's aware. Maybe it's one of those situations like it's like, okay, we ended your husband. You're going to play along. You don't do what we say. Be a shame what happened to those two kids. That is a possibility. But here's the thing. This is going to be the last time we hear about this. At least the last time that we hear she's going to get footage. This is the episode where Candace Owens introduces evidence that cannot be verified. And then she runs with it, probably tomorrow or next week. Candace will then run with it in a way where it is like, now this is fact. Now what she's saying is fact, and she doesn't have to verify it anymore. That's how Candace Owens does it. It's video 1, where she introduces evidence that can't be corroborated, and then it's video 2, where she has confirmed it behind the scenes that it is real, and then runs with it as fact. Will she break the streak? I'm willing to bet no. But we'll see. We'll see tomorrow. If she gets it tomorrow or next week, we will see. The whole world will obviously be flipped on its head.
Colbert was texting someone and said, okay, I gotta go give a shot. Erica's about to walk out over here, whatever. And Erica really had no idea. Someone did it without her knowledge or did it without her consent. Someone sold her grief. How terrible would that be? Even though we know we had merch sales and hat sales. Felt like that was kind of the whole point of this, selling grief. I just want to know how far are they realistically going to take it?
Or merch.
I look at this situation, I look at everything that's happening, and I don't think any of us doubt. I think we're starting to see what's happening. We are living in a world of make-believe. Everything about that White House Correspondents' shooting made very little sense. Least of all, the
what do you mean it
immediate
made little
reaction from the very same people, I should add, who were lecturing us about Erica for our apparent failure to keep her safe. They they all got together and said the same thing. This is why Trump needs a ballroom. They all instantly said, look at the amount of accounts saying this. Just look across the board at the people who are saying this. Randy.
They never needed anybody to come out. Like, who cares? Who cares? Okay, so it's, yeah, I mean, I don't care.
Fine. Right? Whatever he says needs to happen, the opposite thing needs to happen. He says, we'd better never again hear a peep from anyone complaining about a White House ballroom. Huh? The shooting made...
Whenever myself, actually, I'm pretty sure. Did I? I'm pretty sure I mentioned it. Ballroom. The ballroom is happening no matter what. They don't need to stage any event. Zero proof anything has happened, anything to do with the ballroom. Why build underneath? Oh, right. This was his stupid theory that they were going to build a child trafficking ring underneath it. Then I ask, what could possibly be built underneath the ballroom that is suspicious that they couldn't simply have in a military base? But, oh. Yeah, I guess that's all he did mention about the ballroom. But when I saw it, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. If they had it at the ballroom, obviously nothing would happen, you know? Nobody would be getting in there. But, Bush League guy for $10 says, shouldn't her mug say, make him a stiff drink? God, that's actually a great one. Oh, I should do that. If I do sell mugs or anything like that one day, if I ever have a merch store, I want to get a cartoon version of Candace Owens' face that just says, make him a stiff drink. That would be very funny. That would be a very funny thing. Man, you got some zingers, I can tell you that.
You think about a ballroom, Randy Fine?
Thank you for that, man. I appreciate it.
This is why the president needs to build the White House ballroom. Everyone that I don't trust, Meghan McCain in the mix. I don't want to hear one more thing about Trump's new ballroom at the White House. No, he needs the ballroom. All of these people just at the same time thought the same thing and tweeted out that Trump, obviously, when they saw he needs the ballroom, a ballroom that never existed. For some reason, he didn't need a ballroom when the shooting happened in Butler. He didn't need a ballroom under any other occasion. Are we pretending that Trump doesn't have events all the time? Like literally all events.
Hey, thank you, Angie. Yeah, you guys did hit that goal. Thank you all. That's very nice of you all to do. Thank you guys so much. Holy crap. You guys are crazy. And thank you guys. Literally, I don't know what I did to deserve you guys as an audience. You guys are amazing. Oh man, what a wild ride we've been going on. What a wild pause face there too. She's got a million of them.
It's all the time at Mar-a-Lago. Why does he specifically need a ballroom at the White House? In order for...
Because it's security. He could host these parties. Nobody's breaching the White House grounds. It's already trespassing if you do that. And then, to make it all the way in the ballroom, not going to happen. What does that sound?
For him to have an event. That's like oddly specific.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Trump has events at the White House, by the way.
Yes, but he had to host this event at a hotel. Why didn't he host this one at the White House? Oh, right, because there wasn't room.
An event shortly thereafter at the White House. Why does he specifically need this ballroom? And why are we pretending like that doesn't feel like it's weird that people believe that what happened was staged on the basis of how these people responded, right? What are we supposed to believe? A shooting happens and what? Quick, what's your first thought? Well, once upon a time, it used to be, get down. Someone call 911. Is everyone okay?
Is that literally what people are supposed to post on X?
Oh, thank goodness nobody is hurt. Wow. We need to talk about security. But in this like new world of make-believe, which we seem to have stepped fully into since Charlie Kirk's assassination, they want us to believe the normal thing is, this is why Trump needs a ballroom.
Okay, so you expected people to post call 911 and get down and all that. How about shooting? What did I say? It was, let's see. What when did this take place? When was the let's do fast. What day did The dinner. Okay. Jody 68801 for $5. She's pretty stupid going after Trump. He could easily make her hubby go back to the UK if this DUI is true. Exactly. And I agree. And I really hope it happens. I do hope it happens. It'd be very funny. Thank you so much for that, Jody. April 25th. Okay. Let's, yeah, latest April 29th. March 26th. Is that really it? Okay. I said on April 29th, if Cole Allen didn't try ending the president, there wouldn't have been any friendly fire. Oh, on this. That's all I said about it on X? I guess I covered it on YouTube. I need to be more active with X. I probably should be. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. My reaction, I'm pretty sure I retweeted a bunch of videos. I don't know why it's... oh, wait. Let me just type in White House dinner. Okay, so it was live whenever we took care of all that. I remember it. Maybe just dinner. Okay. Yeah, I took care of it on YouTube. I didn't bother with it on X.
Quick, Terrell, get the camera behind Charlie's head ASAP and use the chair that he just died in to do it. Violate the crime scene. Get the
Police told him to do it. Did you want him to tell them no?
ballroom. Everything is now feeling illusory.
Yeah, go ahead. Don't do what the police say.
It also kind of feels like we're running into this moment, like something is about to explode. They're becoming increasingly desperate because all of us have sort of had the scales removed from our eyes. And I will say that if, and it seems likely, if we are able to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that that moment was staged, is really not going to be good for the MAGA movement, the Make Israel Great Again movement, Trump, everything his administration has become. I just think it's going to be really, really bad. And I don't see how they're going to be able to wiggle Erica Kirk out of another one of these narratives. Anyway, we'll be back after a brief break. All right, you guys, summer is here, which means longer days. See your your pro at checkout. So find and payments out. Can't on this. So I will add, if you were a part of the digital team that received that video, sounds like there were a few people who received that video. You, again, I will say 10K, no questions asked. I will protect you as a source.
Oh, hey, Wombat Mommy, for another 5 there. Does Candace know the Pew Pew guy took pictures of himself and hoping the Secret Service would talk him out and posted all of it? I don't think she's even looked into whatsoever to the guy that committed this. Not Cole Allen. That's a guy from Mortal Kombat, right? What was his name? Not Alan Cole. Cole Thomas Allen. Oh, it's Cole Allen, not Alan Cole. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think she's looked into him at all. I don't think she's even tried to look into him, to be honest, Wombat. But thank you so much for that. You guys are amazing. You guys are so awesome. But yeah, for real, I don't think Candace even tried to look into his background at all.
More tips at
or into what happened with him.
Looking for who were the digital teams that were involved in getting that video out to the public. 10K, no questions asked. Even if you are a complete and utter sleaze, and I'm on a different side than you are in this, I will still pay the money and never tell people that we ever spoke. Anyway, moving on. As I said earlier up top of the show,
that's going to make them want to work with
American
you, Candace.
minds. They really do believe, and this is what's most fascinating, is that it's just a certain amount of money that they need to spend, right? There's a certain amount of money that they believe they can spend, which will outright purchase our perspectives. So the psychological games are being played. And to their credit, they have almost outright purchased Washington, D.C., right? The money given to congressmen from AIPAC to get them to prioritize Israeli interests over America's sons and daughters, never-ending wars. A great example of that is occurring right now. Thomas Massie, who has for a very long time been my favorite congressman because he consistently votes against sending our money overseas. and he cannot be bought by AIPAC. He declines that sort of bribery from Israel. And so what do they want? They want him unseated. Trump he's very vocal. He is teaming up with AIPAC to unseat an actually America First candidate. So Thomas Massie joined Tucker Carlson on his show last night, and this is what he had to share about how they're getting involved in his race in Kentucky. Take a listen.
Let's hear it.
So what is the current polling in your race?
It's a single point lead for me. It's not very fluid. They've spent $10 million against me.
It's crazy.
And when I say they, I hope we get into they.
Yes.
And
Jews, right? Let's get into they. Who is they? I want to hear it.
It's going to be close. It's just going to be, the result is going to be based on who turns out.
So it was 81% margin, 76, 75, like full-on blowouts in the Republican primary in your district in Kentucky, and now it's within a couple of points and you could lose.
Correct.
And the difference is they have spent $10 million against you. So I don't think anyone would dispute that. That's the difference. The money poured into this race from outside of Kentucky is basically pushing you to the point of almost losing, and you may lose. Where'd that money come from?
Well, it didn't come from regular people. It's come from billionaires.
From regular people. Okay. Okay, let's hear what he means by that.
And 95% of it, at least
Billionaires.
95%, has come from the Israeli lobby. So
Any proof
I'll
of
give you
that?
their proxies. The RJC,
Any proof of that at all? I'd be very interested in seeing proof.
which is the Republican Jewish Coalition, AIPAC, the American Israel Public Affairs Committee.
Now, hold on. You said it came from Israel. But you're talking about Americans. So, okay.
Miriam Adelson, Paul Singer, and John Paulson went together. They funded a PAC called MAGA Kentucky, which is neither MAGA nor Kentucky. But when the ad
Any of them live? Who are those three people?
They have been, Miriam Adelson is the gambling magnate who's ironically makes money from the Chinese now gambling and not in Las Vegas.
And
so
she's
much.
literally an Israeli.
Yeah, she was born there.
Yep.
She's given over $200 million to the president. He puts her on the stage. He says that she's influenced his own policy and attitudes toward Israel. And so she's trying to buy a congressional seat in Kentucky, along with the rest of these groups that are probably, by the way, getting her money as well. And there's also another interesting faction called Christians United for Israel. They're really just another wing of AIPAC and RJC that's been used to co-opt Christians into supporting their position. And their position is more war, it's more strife.
Let's see.
It's more bombs, it's send more foreign aid. And those are the things that I've been voting against. So the real reason that this race is a serious race and I may lose is because a foreign lobby has fully funded to the extent that they've never done in any Republican race ever before my opponent.
Well,
I swallowed too big of a piece. Woo. There is no direct evidence that the Israeli government is funding Thomas Massie's opponent. Foreign governments, including Israel, are generally prohibited. Okay. Claims often refer to, or instead to, American pro-Israeli donors. Okay. PACs and advocacy groups. Okay. And? So, AIPAC. Now, who is AIPAC? Okay. Does Israel have anything to do with AIPAC? Who funds AIPAC? AIPAC, American Israel Public Affairs Committee, is primarily funded by American individuals. Okay, well, I think Candace Owens is wrong. I think Thomas Massie is wrong. There you go. But they're Israel first, though. They're still Americans. They have the right to be any other country first. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like it when people come here and they're China first. I don't like it when people come here and they're Russia first. But they're also free to be whatever they want to be too. So obviously, there's nothing I can do about it. And there's nothing I would do about it. I do have the right to not like it, but they are free Americans. Next time, don't say Israel is funding. Say pro-Israel Americans are funding it. Okay? And it seems like you've probably made them mad. I would say so. There's a lot of pro-Israel people in here that really are mad at Thomas Massie. They're allowed to be. They can have that opinion. So, tough.
In Miriam's defense, she outright purchased the White House. Why wouldn't she be able to afford a congressional seat from Kentucky? That's what she's thinking. She's like, yeah, we've got money. And we have to cover this stuff because we just have to be aware. This is what's happening. They want into the schools. They want to change the definition of what anti-Semitism is to basically mean noticing what's happening, what this foreign country is doing. This is a takeover. America is occupied. There's no question at all that our government is occupied, that Trump's administration is completely occupied, and they are not serving the American people. This is despicable. It shouldn't happen. If you are in Kentucky, vote for Thomas Massie. I'm going to hope and pray that he wins. Anyway, you guys, switching gears, I guess it's kind of a part of this as well. This is the same kind of money that
I appreciate it, liberal.
Goes into PR,
not liberal. Libertas. I should know that. That's a good Velvet Revolver album.
We have seen it. That's a big piece of this Charlie Kirk story, is the nastiness of the PR, the war on our minds, trying to convince us that this Tyler Robinson story makes sense. It simply doesn't. I'm sorry. It doesn't make any sense. We all know it doesn't make any sense. We're going to pretend it's all because of Candace Owens trying to free Tyler Robinson. We're trying to get you to tell us
what's wrong with 218 people watching? Why is that a problem?
That makes sense outside of fed sloppy text messages, full-blown confession coming from a kid who is supposed to have like a 4.3 GPA, I believe, in high school. This is interesting to me. Obviously, we start to see that they're all fumbling all over the place. Andrew Colbert being at the center of that, the dirty tricks that he's getting caught working with these YouTubers and these really nasty people. One of these people being House and Habit, Jessica Reed Krause, right? She's been working with her. That was revealed a few weeks ago. A totally unstable, manic alcoholic. And that's not coming from me. That's coming from her former employees, people who have worked with her and know her, and also in part coming from her husband. So this is just hilarious because I told you guys this backstory of this conversation that I had with Andrew Colbert back when things were good, when he called me and he asked me, and in earnest, if I was a witch, because he saw that when people attack me, the rate at which something sort of boomerangs into their life is pretty fast. He was speaking about the Daily Wire. He was talking about Dennis Prager, I think it was specifically, who had written this whole thing about me publicly, and then he fell down the stairs. Obviously, that actually is very sad. David Horowitz, I believe, did this whole...
I mean, I kind of believe Candace Owens is a witch.
Big piece. And then very shortly thereafter, which was also very sad, one of my first events I ever did was for his Freedom Center. He passed away. I saw this recently. Alexis Wilkins, which this was just funny, did that whole weird thread about Russia and General Flynn and me and the Catholic Church all working together because she didn't understand what a retweet was. The day after she did that, Kash Patel's emails got hacked. It was super funny. And I was like, dang, Andrew Colbert's going to be like, what? Well, anyway, House and Habit has been the one attacking my husband not as of recent, like over the last few weeks. She is the one that posted that totally freakish, obviously fake AI photo of George wearing a silk shirt. Here it is.
This isn't fake at all. I verified this photo. What are you talking about? Nothing about this is actually fake. It's not AI either. Not sure what she's talking about at all.
It doesn't even look kind of real with Milo, because she's just claiming that he's gay. Milo had, of course, never met
This picture came out in 2019. What are you talking about? Milo himself posted this picture. What? Candace, what are you talking about?
my husband when they lived in London at all. They did not run the same circles. Also, it was just terrible to imagine George wearing a silk shirt under a sports coat. That was the
Milo literally posted in 2019 many, many times about how he's met up with Candace Owens' husband. In 2019. Do I need to pull this back up? Really? This picture, Kate, was out before AI even existed anyway. Milo. Okay. I have to type in his name. Oh, here we go. Okay. Let's see. I didn't realize you were actually Satan, George. Is there anything about you that isn't fake, George? Let's go to 2019. I hope he didn't delete stuff since then. No, I don't think he has. I think he knows at this point it would be a bad idea to delete it, right? Oh, only as far back as 2024. Straightening out Milo Yiannopoulos. Oh, that's George Santos. Did he delete it? Oh, he must have deleted a bunch of stuff. Oh, well. I could figure my way around this. Not search. Milo. Okay, nope. Not looking at that. Not that it was actually anything crazy, but still not going to do it. Oh, crap. There we go. So, 2024. Candace is a wealthy woman who could have done anything and had her marriage. Daily Wire. Candace was wax tweezed, all this stuff. Let me tell you something, Candace Owens. Husband is getting plunged. That was in 2024. Let's do the media. I swear to... whatever. Well, this isn't... Candace Owens' husband, the Polish blue... Yeah, I mean, this is not AI. Let's see. Your honest opinions. Where is it? There's this one. Where is it? 2019. Where is tweets? His older tweets. Because that was from 2024 whenever he was bashing her. I'm looking for his tweets, not the picture. Dang it. Really? April 29th, yeah. Dang. Let's see. Oh, this is media. Okay. Go fast. Okay. This should be here. Let's see. Nope. Not this. George Farmer tried to... Oh. That was back in 2022. Her hubby tried to do all that. Yeah. I believe it. Let's see here, though. Let's, that's Kasim. Nope, not that. Okay. Dang, I cannot find his 2019 tweets. Oh, well. Anyway, he was talking about, like, how hard he had to work. She's operating without strong male oversight. She doesn't know she's... Yeah. He has a tweet where he says that he is working hard to keep George happy or something like that. And I cannot find it now. Oh, well. Doesn't matter. We'll keep going through this. This is not a fake picture, though.
Worst part of all right there. But these are the people who are just dirty and will do these sorts of things. They're desperate for anybody that will support Israel. And the rebound of this, boomerang of this, Daily Mail did a massive spread today on her marriage and what's going on behind the scenes. And this is the headline. Daily Mail is very savage about doing these sorts of things, but they wrote MAGA influencer House inhabits marriage secrets revealed. Insiders blow the lid on explosive escort claims. Socialites call her effing insane behavior and her husband's mortifying texts regarding her, which they published.
You know what? I can do one thing at least. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see what Grok says. Maybe it'll agree with Candace. I just want to make sure. Yes, the viral cheek-to-cheek, often the Ivy photo George Farmer and Milo Yiannopoulos is AI generated. Milo confirmed it's fake. He's never posed for it. X community notes labeled it as such. Let's see. What proof is it that it is fake? Should have put is there, but whatever. The main proof is the viral, let's see. Just because Milo says so. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So, older ones. Well, show me the older ones. Let's see. Take a look at this. Wow, it really pulled him up. None of these have anything to do with what, like, what? Yeah, no, that, what? In here? Yeah, they're not here. These have nothing to do with it. Grok is not reliable at all. Okay. In order for you to make an image, let me show you guys something real quick, okay? Expert. I'll go to expert mode. Make me an image of Candace Owens in a field as accurate as possible. I want you guys to see something.
Well, how did this come about? I guess they got interested because House and Habit did the thing that she always does. It's 3 a.m. and she just randomly decides to attack someone. And that someone, her name is, that she attacked was Ashley St. Clair. Jessica Reed Krause is House and Habit's real name, by the way. She randomly attacked Ashley St. Clair, who she used.
The grifting Elon Musk ex. Really? You're going to defend this? Okay, this is going to be good. You see how hard it is for AI, even on the best of best modes, to make something look real? That looks absolutely not even close to Candace Owens. They would need 2 separate pictures and have AI work with those, but it changes details of the face. You normally cannot recognize the person. Let me give you a really good example. In my history, okay, I have, oh, those are bookmarks. Let's see. Word expression here. So look at this Candace Owens here. This is actually a decent job, but it completely changes her eyes. See how they're like kind of almost slanted to a degree, almost Asian-like? It kind of widens them back out. You know what I mean? And then the brow, you could just kind of tell it changes a few things. But this is actually a great example because these actually work pretty well. But notice how her lines here, her face in general, a lot of them smooth out quite a bit because AI can't quite figure it out. But these are actually really good examples. However, let's get to face. Make her. No, okay. Her. You're kidding me. It literally says her in... Oh, word expression. Oh. Oh, it doesn't show what I actually typed. Let's see if I can even find one. Word expression. Here we go. So look at Candace Owens here. Look at this. Completely, like, different. Doesn't look much like Candace. This is a great example of how AI will mess it up really bad. So that's the problem with AI. It no longer looks like Candace Owens. You can see because there's, like, the chin is super round. Her chin isn't round like that. It has a little bit of a recurve to it. See that? Just a tiny bit of a recurve around there. But this image just flat out rounds her out. You see what I'm saying? So it is very, very difficult for AI to keep features. There are so many instances of AI recreating the same video, and it's like, don't make any changes at all, and it keeps constantly making changes. So AI itself does not know how to not change a photo because it has to completely generate all of it from the ground up. It can't keep every detail. And that's the problem with AI. Milo looks like Milo. And George looks like George in that picture. So if it is an AI image, it is top notch. Somebody did some work outside of AI. Let's put it that way. It was probably more likely photoshopped than it was AI.
Used to be friendly with because it's Tuesday and she's drunk, right? And Ashley didn't do anything to her. She's like, what the heck is this about? And so Ashley decided to just come out and tell the story about how she was with Jessica Reed Krause when she found out that her husband was on some hooker website. Now, I didn't know this, but apparently there is a website where hookers can
I'm going
rate
to speed this up a little
their
bit.
clients. So they can signal to one another. It's about staying clean and safe, I guess. They can signal to one another that the person requesting service
I
is
agree. I
safe
think
and
that
not
pick
gonna beat
was
them up or
before
some crazy
AI.
person. So they rate them. And Jessica Reed Krause discovered that her husband was on the site and confided in Ashley St. Clair. And so Ashley St. Clair just went ahead and spilled all of the tea after she randomly caught a midnight 3 a.m. period between that period of time bullet from House and Habit after too many drinks.
Well,
So
let's
the
see
Daily
it.
Mail did their due diligence. They went ahead and confirmed that the review was real, that it was his number. And I have to also just say it was a nice review, right? This is from the article. The article says there his number was with its own review. Quote, he's a white man, safe to see, and brought a donation as agreed. Read the post from October 5th, 2024. Krause became distraught. She left the table, St. Clair told the Daily Mail. I'll never forget watching your face as we read those reviews, and you did the math, and the review was while you were out of town. The Daily Mail spoke to House and Habit. Jessica Reed Krause did not deny the incident, but she disputed the characterization of it, telling the Daily Mail that her husband's number appeared on the app because as a public political figure, her family is targeted by spammers, and that she was confused at the moment, and she had no idea what it was, and she has photo evidence that actually, and guest witnesses that prove that her husband was actually at a friend's wedding when the review was posted. I don't know about that, guys. I don't know if she said the account was inaccurate, designed to inflict harm and embarrassment on myself and my family. Girl, you do a pretty good job of that yourself, actually. They also spoke to her husband. He said the number was his, but he wasn't really certain how it ended up on the Mr. Number app. Elsewhere in the article, though, it gets to kind of the meat and bones of it, and it's her husband's text messages that he sent to other people about the state of their marriage. And it's really sad. It's actually really sad. It's what we see demonstrated in her behavior just online, generally speaking. It's about how she treats him, how she yells at him, calls him effing lazy. It's a perfect profile on sort of the destructiveness of who these operators are that are hanging around the White House and going after people, drinking so they can get into, Mar-a-Lago completely sloshed and willing to try to inflict harm. Her coworkers described her as a manic drunk, highly abusive. It's high on the abuse. And it really just, you zoom out.
She's talking about Ashley St. Clair, right? I didn't miss anything, right? Talking about Ashley St. Clair?
And you go, these are the people that Turning Point is now dealing with. This is who Andrew Colbert has running his PR or a piece of his PR going out to these certain people. Why would you work with these sorts of dogs if you didn't want to get fleas? You know what I mean? And it's when people are in a state of desperation, when no one wants to partner with them or work with them or believes in them anymore, and they can't do things the clean, white, and the right way, they resort to these sorts of miserable people who take swipes at people because of what's going on in their own home. They're always in glass houses, and it really is just remarkable. And I just think it's a real reflection on the state of politics today. And I just thought, man, that couldn't have been more of her perfect karma after all of the crap that she was putting out about my husband, who has nothing to do with DC, me, who has nothing to do with DC, I have nothing to do with the White House. I'm completely embarrassed that I supported Trump in the past because of the fact that he completely flipped on his entire
Jessica,
base.
okay.
Used to be cool to wear a MAGA hat. No one would be caught dead wearing a MAGA hat nowadays. I guess maybe you could say the MAGA movement might be caught wearing a MAGA hat nowadays, but certainly not old MAGA, old school MAGA. Anyways, that's all I wanted to really.
I genuinely do not care about Ashley St. Clair, nor do I care about Jessica Reed. Like, I do not care about them at all. Like, what are we even doing here? What a waste of time. They have nothing to add to anything involving Charlie Kirk whatsoever. It's crazy.
Say about that.
Whatever.
We'll be right back after a brief break. All right, you guys, are you doing all science backed by Dr. Levels of Wellness, Grandparents, and Binder? Since that Binder was on YouTube to hit 6 million. So if you are watching right now and you are not subscribed, hit the subscribe button so that we can come out with our next cup. Also, give me some ideas in the chat for what we should have on our next Standis Cup. 6 million is the number we will hit, and we got to drop a new Standis Cup. It's been a journey, man. How about what fun is
Make him a stiff
anyway,
drink is a great
yesterday's
one.
episode. They wrote next. They
I gotta
accused
agree.
Candace and George of being 2 weeks away from developing nuclear weapons. I don't even know what they could throw at us anymore. I feel like that way about Tucker too. I'm just like, okay, I feel like they've said everything, and there's a freedom in that when people say everything because it just gets beyond ridiculous.
We'll see these
The fact that
comments.
Erica didn't fire every single security officer and sue their company is the biggest red flag in world history. Well, actually, I'm just reminding you that she did tell me she was.
Why would she fire the security company, though? How is that a red flag? If you go through and you go, you guys did everything that, you were supposed to do. If this really was the Utah police that dropped the ball, why would she blame the security team?
We're preparing lawsuits against Brian Harpole. And that doesn't seem like that happened. And as I showed you yesterday, there seems to be evidence that actually Andrew Colvett might have been in some sort of communication, maybe via the YouTubers, those military bros, with Brian Harpole. I don't know what's real. I don't know what's not real. Maybe he went on Sean Ryan. I do believe the story, by the way, that he went on Sean Ryan without their permission. She told me that, and there definitely seems to be some evidence that is true.
She doesn't have to give them permission. You called out his company. He defended his company.
True, that entire PR disaster blunder happened without them knowing. We'll see. I'm assuming it's true. Anyway, I just
How is
don't
it
know
a blunder,
what to believe
though?
anymore when it comes to Turning Point USA.
What
Certainly
about
not
it
when
was
comes
a
to
blunder?
And Erica Kirk, actually, I had a journalist ask me, what are the questions you have for her? I'm like, look, I can boil it down to like 3 that I think are the most significant, right? Or what lies? Obviously, the biggest lie being that the surgeon said that he had a steel neck. That feels like every reporter should just be demanding every day for some sort of clarity on why she would lie and why.
You never proven that the surgeon didn't say that. You have never once proven that.
Andrew Colvett would lie, and they would put words in the surgeon's mouth. Why she would say that Andrew went rogue when she actually initiated the phone call, and it was a 3-way phone call. Like, why are we being gaslit about that? That's weird. That's weird, right? That would definitively be number 1. Number 2, AI Charlie. I'm sorry, no reporters are interested in that. That'd be pretty relevant. If they cooked up a whole story about how Charlie, just before he died, pulled a complete 180 on his viewpoints on how he wanted his wife to stay home and raise his children and have a fulfilled life, and suddenly was like, you know what? No, actually, if I die, I want you to take my place and also risk your life so that you might die and our kids will be left alone as orphans. Like, that doesn't feel good. It sounds like AI. They said they had a video. They're not presenting the video. Donors are saying that the video
They never said they had video.
is completely AI, and they were present, and Charlie never
Never
said that.
said
Like,
they
how
had
is that
video.
not the most viral number 1 story in the world? At least in America. That his wife could have faked something like that. Maybe she didn't. The video would certainly clarify it. Anyway, I'm definitively going to stay on about that.
They never said there was a video.
Let's get to some of your comments pertaining to today's episode. We have Kelly Martini writes, I pray Charlie keeps visiting your dreams and reveals everything that you need. Peace to process, facts to find, for being his David. God bless your friendship. It is everlasting. He knew it would be you. We love you and we all miss Charlie dearly. He was a magnificent light to this world. He certainly was. And I miss him too. I miss just being able to banter with him about certain things, about certain people. I miss his sense of humor above anything else. And
You haven't bantered with him since 2018. Come on.
I will always resent that has not come across to the public from his friends. Like, they just sort of turned him into this, I don't know, bot almost. Like, all he cared about was this, and it had no flavor. It just wasn't the real Charlie.
But I had to quit because Charlie lied to my face.
Charlie was
Hasn't
very
brought that up
very
since,
funny,
have you?
Very good at doing voices. That's another thing. Very good at mimicking voices.
Oh,
Like, he could
thank
just
you.
do anyone's voice. It was kind of an incredible talent. I can't remember why he told me that. I think it's something when he was young or something, but that he was always practicing voices. But anyway, Day Gen Jean writes, Candace, let's gamble. Thank you for all you do, Crisis King. I think we do. I'm not a person who gambles. I don't bet, right? I don't love that industry altogether. But I think this time I might just have to go to Vegas, figuratively, and gamble, give a little bit of money. If I lose it and I get suckered, oh well, I think the video's precious. Be a very precious piece of this story if we can confirm that this was an entire op. So I'm with you. Dan Dangler writes, appreciate you. Thank you so much. Monica writes, I love that TPUSA doesn't let facts influence their opinions. That takes serious dedication. Insert sarcasm. You, Baron Tucker, Ian, and more have to keep telling the truth. Christ is our truth, and y'all are our warriors. Love you from Houston. Thank you so much, Monica. Sarah Lorette writes, Candace, may God continue to bless you on this journey. My daughter, Madeline, and I love listening to you together, and we pray for you often. Today is her 12th birthday, and her one wish is to have a shout out from her favorite podcaster. Christ is King, indeed. Go Max. Madeline, or Madeline, happy birthday. That was actually in the running for my daughter's names. I was very keen on Madeline.
Why are you showing your kids? Don't show your kids my podcast, guys. Like, unless they are like 16 and up. Well, maybe 14 and up. You know what I mean? But I really doubt this girl's 14. Sounds like she's like 8 or something like that. Was that 12 Did she say 12? Let me go back.
You together, and we pray for you often. Today is her 12th birthday, and her one
12th
wish is
birthday. Okay, yep, you're right. 12th birthday. Don't let a 12-year-old watch my stream. Please. Don't let a 13-year-old watch my stream. They're not old enough. They need to be watching other stuff. They don't need to be worrying about politics right now. No kid under 14 should be watching really politics unless they want a career in politics and that's interesting to them. By 14, I think you kind of figure it out. That's 10th grade. You're a sophomore. You're usually really kind of picking your career path in school, usually right around that time. Totally fine. That's why I try to keep my show as clean as I possibly can. Is so young adults and older teens can watch this without coming across foul language or bad scenes and stuff. I try to keep it as PG to PG-13 as I can. But if your kid's not interested in politics, maybe just don't let them come over to even my podcast or Candace or anything like that. They need to really be focusing on other things than politics. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really like it. There's exceptions, but a 12-year-old? She's 11. She's been watching Candace since she was 11 at least. Ew. Ew. I don't care whose talk show it is. I don't care how clean they are or anything like that. Just don't. You know what I mean? Like, let them focus on other things that aren't the real world.
To have a shout out from our favorite podcaster, Christ is King Indeed, go Max. Madeline or Madeline, happy birthday. That was actually in the running for my daughter's names. I was very keen on Madeline. I was like, I love Madeline. It's such a beautiful name. And my husband overruled me. We went with Louise. But Madeline, it would have been a good name. You have a great name. So happy birthday to you. Looney Tunes writes, in case you need a bit so that you can afford to sue the pants off of Jeremy Boring, here you go. Thank you. Thank you very much. I will be running from them for the rest of my life. I'm telling you, there's just something ain't right. Something ain't right with those two. The last hiatus.
Well, maybe leave them alone.
CO, I've heard a big fan CO. So I've had this idea for a while, and now it feels like the perfect time to share it. You get 1 million views per an episode. So if we all donate a single dollar per an episode, you will make millions a week. But we would only be spending $4. Let's call it the CO boycott. You guys are the best. I absolutely love you. I loved that the other day, especially when they were calling.
That's so funny. She makes millions of dollars off the stream anyway.
For the boycott of our merch, that it became our #1 day of sales.
Think about all of those ad spaces. I guarantee Candace makes $2,500 in ad read. Probably right around that price. At least $2,500 in ad read. She is making insane amounts of money. I can guarantee that.
In the history of this show for merch, like that stuff like that just makes me so happy. The comments are, I think I'm boycotting wrong. It's just amazing. And it really shows that these sorts of nasty campaigns don't work anymore. I mean, what are they fighting actually? Sometimes I just get so exasperated. Like, why are you upset that I'm actually mourning my friend who got murdered and I want to have real answers?
You're not. You're not grieving right at all, Candace. Just like you said about Erica, you're not grieving right. You literally were like, haha, why'd you murder your husband? Candace, LOL, or Erica. We're literally laughing at Erica Kirk and you dying. Haha, that's grieving correctly, isn't it, Candace? You supposedly joked. I'll say supposedly joked, but you did say that Erica murdered her husband. But apparently it was a joke. That's grieving so the correct way.
Everyone can see what this is. No one is buying this Erica Kirk is grieving bit. So why do you keep saying it? Like, just stop saying stuff. Just stop saying stuff. The words coming out of your mouth, everyone can sense that you're bought, you're paid for. There's no truth in you.
Okay.
Like you keep ignoring the fact that she's a public figure, that she chose to be this public figure, that the excuse she gave us of her husband doing some 180 has been called into question, credibly, from donors.
You're the one who literally supported Erica Kirk being CEO.
I always thought it was weird. I did get vibes. You know, it's like the White House correspondence, and my vibes like, not passing the sniff test. This is donors saying it never happened.
You supported
you
it,
keep
Candace.
lecturing us because people who are not grieving at all, who attended his memorial and were talking about merch and sales and dressed like they were going to the Kentucky Derby. That's the dig on Alex Clark. People that were wearing high boots and standing over his memorial sites. Like, we're supposed to believe those are people that really love Charlie. You're upset because you got beat by authenticity. Call it out. You blame me, even though I was the last to arrive to the party that Erica Kirk was off.
Agreed,
I didn't want to even visit that.
Exactly.
I didn't even process that. I actually needed Erica Kirk to be real and authentically grieving more than other people needed her to. I needed that because I didn't have Charlie. I needed to believe that he at least died with the one thing that he wanted most. Our every conversation was about me chasing girls, obviously pre-Erica, like that he wanted to have that companionship and that love. And so for me to have to get to the point where I am questioning whether he was completely manipulated from the very first time that he sat with her, that was hard for me. I had to be prepared and willing to grieve that as well. Grieving knowing that he died and potentially didn't have that one thing that he wanted. Yes, he cared about family life more. He did believe the words that he said about women staying home and raising kids and adding more value, and that men should be the ones working these ridiculous hours. So color me shocked that he would have changed his mind for something that he said for years in the last, in the 2 weeks leading up to his death. Color me shocked. UFO writes, I only get to admire Charlie. May he rest in peace. Yeah, I really do wish that everyone could have known him. And before he died, like, yeah, getting to know him posthumously. That, you know, I was saying there's so many videos out there of Charlie, but I know they took a lot of them down. I do wish
no,
that
they
would
didn't
put up the
Not a single video has been taken down on YouTube. Not a single one, Candace.
real Charlie. You know, he was a lot more than just a kid that was debating on college campuses. You know, maybe when his parents and his sister are, which I don't think they'll ever be done grieving, but, you know, when they're sort of ready, they'll start sharing more pieces of his childhood and things like that with the public. You hope for it. You never know. They've always been.
But they won't share anything about how Erica Kirk did him in, right? His parents and sister just, they don't believe Erica Kirk did it, right? Why don't you ever talk about that? Why don't you ever ask them?
Exceedingly private, but I think about them often. I know that they are truly grieving, and I'll leave it at that. Crazy Cat Lady, love that. I love cats. Writes, can we get a George is the real gangsta merch? We got to do some London Boy merch. I got to convince him. He's just so private. He's so English about stuff, you know? He doesn't even have social media. He doesn't even know what goes on. He doesn't even watch this podcast. He's like my priest. I have no idea.
It's so weird. The guy that owns Parlor, or that owned Parlor and ran into the ground, doesn't have social media. I wouldn't be on social media after that either.
What happens in this basement? I'll do my best. I'll work on it. Coco goes off, writes, please make an anti-feminist hat. Thank you for everything you do to fight for freedom and truth. Oh, regarding the people who watch this show who are feminists, I'm challenging you to join the book club. And
yeah, of course you are. Of course you are.
Go for this book that we're starting next week. My book. Really excited about this one. As you guys know, Make 'em a Sandwich. You guys can get it on Amazon. You can get it. It will be slightly cheaper if you buy it
We'll see about that.
from us, makehimasandwich.com. And
we'll see you later, Anna. Thank you so much for being here. We love you too. Alrighty, this is clearly her advertisement. Her video's done. Woo! Man, she really, she's really something, isn't she? She is certainly something. Let's see, is anything going on? Anything going on in the Candace realm right now? Let's see. What do we got going on? Let's see. Dear Blake, oh God, here we go. Okay. Dear Blake, the donors to which Candace referred also called me completely in shock. Oh, really? Who were the donors? As those were donors that we personally introduced Charlie and to Turning Point directly. Oh. So they were the donors that you sent to TPUSA. That doesn't muddy the waters at all and give a massive conflict of interest, but okay. I do feel that you owe it to them and to other donors to back up your statement at Blake Neff. People who have backed Charlie with considerable amount of money do deserve to be shown the video that you say you have. I don't think he ever said that there was anything about a video. I'm not suggesting that you are being untruthful about having it. My interest is simply in the truth being clearly and cleanly ethically presented. Kind regards, John. Okay, let's see. Candace, we haven't bothered playing it because we know... Okay. And? Let's see. Maybe they do have a video. I don't know. I don't know if they do or don't. Maybe Blake Neff did admit that there was a video. But for the love of God, we know for a fact that if he shows it, which maybe you could give her one more bone, right? Maybe. I don't know. That's going to be up to them. I'm not going to tell them what to do. But I would be tired of giving Candace any type of debunking evidence at this point in time. I wouldn't want to give her a thing. Because it hasn't panned out well at all. Candace, literally, anytime you give her any kind of a bone, she twists it into something else. Not to mention, you don't have to provide proof ever against her. You don't have to prove yourself innocent. That's one of the most frustrating things in general. Let's see. Look down, read it slowly. Candace, we haven't bothered playing it because we know psychopathic predators like yourself do not care what is true or false and normal. Even evidentiary logic has no effect on you. You're the kind of person who sees... Yeah, all this. We gave up the possibility of any good faith conversation with you months ago. It's like trying to reason... Okay. Yeah. What do you... Wanted to read slowly, though. What are you saying there, Obscure? Oh, Obscure's probably not in here right now. He's probably over on Gary's channel. Candace is a joke, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't know. Hey, look down, read slowly. Am I missing something? Yo, oh, right. You'll say it's AI or hologram. Well, we know that. Yeah, I don't know. It's silly. At the end of the day, she'll still claim that it's an AI video. I have no doubt about that. I'm pretty confident. Or maybe she finally would shut up. I doubt it, though. She's had many opportunities to shut up about it. Let's see. What else did I want to... There was something I wanted to show. Was it? Oh, I remember. Duh. Never mind. It wasn't anything too crazy. Alrighty, guys. We're going to go over here.
So it's not.
And you guys should hop on over to Paramount Tactical's channel since he's live. He's live currently. Everyone else should come on over here. All the rest of you guys, I'm going to send you all this way. Madmo, thank you so much for that 5. Thanks for all you do. Well, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Thank you so, so much. You guys have been so awesome. Man, I do have the best audience. But now, it is time for the best audience to show their love to Gary over here on Paramount. I'll get the link here so you guys don't have to do anything crazy. I'll do that, and I'll pin it right here so it doesn't move. There we go. It's either at the top for you guys or at the very bottom of the chat for you guys. But head on over there, show Gary some love, of course. I don't have as much to give him, but I try to give back as much as I possibly can. He's so kind to have me on, and just an amazing, amazing podcaster. So you guys should jump on over there for sure. Thank you all so much for being here. And I'm going to go ahead and shut this stream off. Please go over there and say a big hello for me. I'll jump on over and chat for a bit too, and then I got to help put these kiddos down to bed. The wife watched the kids during this whole entire stream, so it's my job to now take over for the kids and give her a bit of a break so she can go and relax for a bit. She deserves it. She really took one for the team here today, guys, for doing an extra long live stream. So thank you all so, so much. Go ahead, hop on over there, and I'll see you guys here in the next one. Later.